vests and potentially helmet have to be super beat up. And yeah, SSG doesn't like it. In fact, getting the knock by Page from the anchor position in Summer should be resable, though, as SSG is peeling off.
I think we also do have Sonics taking a couple of shots into this at range, so that might have been the discouraging factor is, man, third, fourth parties have just been the name of the game. You just pounce whatever is weak next to you and no fear in your eyes. So instead, shift away, use the knock as an opportunity to get positioning, and they're back into a 2-2 split. SSG just doing SSG things, man.
And PO is driving at this, and he just gets caught on the road, kind of took a bit of a...
We found PO's kryptonite. If he's inside of a car, then he doesn't get a chance to shoot back.
That's true. That's true. Nice little setup there for Gustav. Good angle to take, and PO is going to pay the price today. Trading no points yet, Matt, for day trade just yet. It's been quiet compared to T5, the other Thai team in this grand finals, who's up in second place after their win on Miramar.
Naufal,
selamat datang. We can see the day trade is going to be getting pretty close to phase. Tyloo's going to be coming up back behind them. LG back behind Tyloo. 17 Gaming, very strong position play inside the circle. Very centered, high ground, lots of different angles of aggress that they can really deal with to heart's content. A couple of teams still hanging out on the outside of this one. Maybe emergency pickups could be a factor that we could be eyeing for them. Danawa being one of those very far up in the north, running a split across Shipyard.
Yep, Danawa, I think looking to take control of the flat top mountain.
Ada tim Indo nggak? Nggak ada, Bang.
North of where Petrichor Road and SSG
were just juga baru ngikutin lagi nih grand finalnya.
But it's really going to be interesting to see.
Kemarin tuh gua voting happy T5 kalau nggak salah ya.
Absolutely a wonderful find for him. He's
already lupa lagi gua voting siapa aja.
For LG, even though they're down in 13th.
Lupa nih.
You know, he's been able to, like we saw in the last game, squeak out some points. He's gotten a couple kills. So far, even though things haven't gone the way that LG would like, he's been a bright spot for them.
This is really a come-up game for a couple of these if they have the potential to make it happen. 17 Gaming, pretty defendable.
Jagoin tim apa? Jagoin 6 tim yang gue voting sih. Cuman gue lupa apa aja ya.
But also just to the south of that with FaZe. So FaZe presently in the third place position off of a really good set of
Sonic, ya kan.
So day trade is going to get knocked out of it.
T5NH ini kalau nggak salah gua vote juga deh.
But whoa, day trade just denies that. Belmont says no. You don't come after me again. But the exchange retaliation. Shin's gonna find him. Get the knock a lot harder to flush though.
Yeah, it's tough to control the angles in Buksansa. There's a lot of opportunities to find counter angles, and Shen probably likes to drop here a lot on his own when he's playing because he found a really good one. Belmont had a straight shot down as they kind of flushed Zhao Yang out there. Now continuing the harassment.
Masalahnya gue nggak punya partner yang bisa gue tanya-tanya nih guys, sialan. Morbid katanya besok guys nobarnya. Hari ini enggak katanya dia.
I really love the way we saw Nuren's play.
Biasanya gue nanya-nanya ke Morbid dulu ya kan.
Lined in, got behind the rock, waited, made sure the fact that he can at least take some poke shots over at him right now. Gonna continue it. You can see just shutting down anything that Tyloo wants to try to make happen. Belmont is still bleeding out right now. So
3 match baru satu barusan ya.
Make sure to not allow this to get flushed entirely. Puchil's gonna be the guy that's gonna have to make the mad dash.
Yeah, so the name of the game here is play defense to keep Tyloo from punishing this res. And so far, like you mentioned, Nuren's found a great angle to do so. So really cutting off some of those larger structures that are in the middle of this, some of the larger temple buildings. And that seems to have kept Tyloo off of them for now.
And look, this is just the way it's going to be. All of this PGC, a couple of shots, you see a knock, suddenly that third team is off to the side like, ooh.
Bukannya kuliah ya, Morbid ya?
LG realizing the fight's kind of de-escalating, so they're going to go ahead and de-escalate themselves as well. Shift back down. They are the southernmost team that we have. Meanwhile, we're going to cut over here with Tiamba. They are their kind of most northern team, as they are going to have Donovan that's going to be right in front of them, keeping a bit.
Oh boy,
potensi juara siapa?
A little bit dangerous for Anonix.
Sonic.
All of Tiamba there in a firing line, trying to see if they could prevent him, but it was pretty far. So
I don't think that they
baru 3
match soalnya. Now all of Donovan was getting ready to leave. With Tiamba taking those shots, now all of Donovan was turning back around, and suddenly this is going to be just full-on gate kept.
18 match ya?
Does have control of the area.
3 hari nggak sih?
Tiamba's going to go ahead and cut across that bridge, and you can see the reinforcements now starting to come out. Loki's prepping up the nade.
Oh my God!
How well is it cooked, man? They are all stacked up on top of each other coming out of that one. Got to be careful. They're going to go crest the hillside, roll right up over here. That's going to deny Salute and Soul's positioning. They're going to go and stop as well as EYY. Looks like he wants a piece of this.
Yeah, and Dono, I think, very wisely backing off. They would have been in an odd numbers fight on this hill And the defensive line for the back two players is Soul and Salute. Salute out in the open, though. These guys do not miss these shots, but fortunately for him, Soul just as good in the return fire.
Soul saving lives right there with those shots. Now it looks like we are going to be able to reset away. Loki is still trying to defend up for the squad just in case anybody comes after that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of where we see that one tail off and die. We have
Detret Nuril hari ini sibuk main TDM Aircat 6 kali ketemu hari ini.
Some shots at Haisaki. It looks like Songjong is
manasin kali ya.
Group with the rest of his squad is not liking the fact that he is very disadvantaged here.
Yeah, this is kind of similar here what Gen G's doing to what we saw LG do earlier in the tournament, where they kind of dived into the fields early, try to use
ngerasa kurang maksimal kali M-nya, jadi dilatih terus di
late game positioning.
TDM-nya,
It worked
guys.
well for LG. They were able to get very deep in
Detret
that
lagi bagus,
game,
kan?
but Gen G committing to it much earlier than LG did. LG kind of did it as a mad dash. I think it was around like phase 3 or 4. Tosi, oops, probably looking at the map. That's
Trying
okay.
to push those damage numbers up. Doesn't work that way. Okay, new circle about to pop, and there's a plethora of options, and it is going to go down into the southwest. Wow. Tyloo, Daytrade, both in good positions. Cerberus as well. LG going to try to regroup as fast as possible. Meanwhile, our teams up in the north, such as Tiamba and Donowa we were looking at, going to have themselves some interesting rotations ahead of them.
Yeah, I think Donowa, Tiamba are going to probably opt for wide
Genji
here.
juga ini ya.
Go all the way around the edges. Cerberus already in that
Lagi bau
direction.
banget ya.
Pixel again with the M249 taking a ton of damage from H left. Here for Shirk, but Pixel is huge.
Comes up in a big
Wah,
way,
sayangnya
but it's
ketret ya.
going to be quickly retaliated on. Continue to push on.
Chaos.
Space Station Gaming had an opportunity, but it was quickly shut down.
Just the fanning out here by Petrichor Road, able to surround and get better angles.
Paji
FaZe in
ini.
trouble. Daytrade needs points. Even with a P90, Jeems can't do much other than find one. And that's going to be a really powerful gun going over
Detret ini
to
bukan
Daytrade
tim
if they
lemah
can
ya
get
guys
it.
ya. Cuman lagi bawa aja kayaknya nih. Paji aja ini. Rata 3 nih. Gak tau nih clutch apa enggak ya.
Now then, Gustav reading this one, trying to go for a couple of flushes.
Rata Paji guys. Rata tuh Daytrade guys ya. Naik dia nih. Telat panas apa gimana nih Bang?
So many trees, it's going to obscure a lot of teams, and everybody on the bottom of that leaderboard is hungry for points.
Oh man, Esther, I feel for you right now. I don't know what you can really do. You got
Demer yang
behind
meta.
you, Daytrade in front of
Ini
you.
dong.
LG is looking like
apa namanya? Dragunov.
distract a bit more of what's going on with Tyloo, but
Lagi meta
Esther
banget
going to
sekarang.
dip with that flush out.
Soalnya
Maybe Esther
kalau
can sneak away
kritikal
from this
bisa
one.
satu
the
hit
thing about
helm level 2
there's so many of these
kena
temple
pala.
buildings that maybe Esther can find one and just
Berasa
hide in.
kar
Just
gitu ya
pull
kan.
it out, see if he can scrape through a couple points, just catching a team that's rotating in through here, but he might get spotted. I don't think Belma saw him.
Just a second saving his life right there.
Pero Daytrade itu bukan tim lemah ya guys ya. Jadi semua yang di sini tuh kuat-kuat guys. Cuman apes-apesannya aja ini. Namanya PGC bang, nggak ada tim lemah bang. Nggak ada ya. Mau kasih tahu aja ya. Semua berpotensi guys. Tinggal lihat konsistensinya aja sama rapinya tiap match gimana.
I think that Twisted Minds are taking some really long range shots at the back of LG and stopping any form of movement. Shin's going to go.
Suaranya kegedean gak guys?
Now then, Tyloo, what can you try to do? Or look like everybody is just going after any bit of damage, any kill you can find, as there are so many squads already stacked up over here.
And this is the risk in these lobbies that when you run a player
Ini
solo,
langganan PGC nggak ada tim lemah nih.
let's just say unlucky, I suppose, as Rello was, that somebody drops on top of you. Maybe Tiamba was able to spot that out in the air and punish it. But Snaker still has that Groza that he picked up earlier. Could be really powerful if he doesn't get knocked by these grenades. Should be good.
Lemah amat itu.
Pretty open inside of there as well, so you have to be careful with the nades that come in. T5
Tanado.
ZYY.
Ini juga musuh kita Tanadol ini guys ya. Sering banget ketemu kita nih. Sering dibantai pula kita.
They're pretty far away.
Yeah, I mean, look at this range on this one. They're just taking shots in. Maybe something lucky will land in ZYY.
Langganan ketemu ranked ya guys ya.
Flood cooked that one perfect.
Apa itu?
For Flood, Luminosity, if they can deal a death blow to can keep this part of the compound underneath their control.
Headshot guys itu bomnya 2 kali.
Down to 2 players.
Buset itu. Nggak ada miring-miringnya guys. Pas punggung itu ya.
Otherwise they had blue bags. I didn't see anybody's health
Kena jerok.
for Tiamba, so doing a good job here. Esther well, he's going to try to find some points. I mean, Esther's seeing those kills in the kill feed, and he's thinking what everybody else is. If there's somebody knocked and underneath my scopes, I'm going to go for it.
I mean, there are so many squads already positioned up over here. Any shot coming out from him is just gonna be so scary. Flood is going to spot out Shin. Flood starting to find some success and really get LG into this game. Can't get the flush onto it, but it is going to be LZ that probably going to be able to get the res. I don't think that LG really wants to move too far aggressively into this one. Smoking that one out so that we know further range shots can come in. Blue Zone is going to go out as well. And
Snaker's actually getting Pow. Only one player who's not in the knock status. And actually, it is going to be Day Trade that finds LZ in the long run. So Tyloo has been eliminated. So great recovery here for LG.
Day Trade mulai wake up guys, kita lihat ya. Udah 6 kill ya. Paling banyak di match ini sementara ya.
Okay, updates on the rest of the circle. You can see that Sonics are going to need to regroup.
Tianba ini timnya Mas Tian, betul.
We don't get to do that yet. Snakers has got a goal, and it's getting more control over this area. They have left the positioning around Buksansa that they were at, shifted down. Snakers really wanted to push into that, realized the fact that the timing just wasn't quite there. Pow Pow did hear it, gonna go ahead and nade out just to be safe. No, I don't fault him at this one at all.
No, he should do that. He has to be better safe than sorry in that situation. He heard those footsteps, he didn't realize that, you know, Snakers had ran away. And he has to try to make sure that they're,
match ketiga sih belum ini banget ya. Kayaknya baru match ketiga ini galaknya guys.
This is the second time in a row we've seen Summer, the last one of the road, just trying to cling to life. 17 Gaming getting some control over the northern area.
Bakal ada PGC 2024 Mas.
Over into the east.
Tim India tiba-tiba ya.
Southwest of this position.
Tim siapa nih?
Is going to be
SSC dicari di
PUBGpedia
gitu ya kan. Kagak muncul nih sejarahnya.
Can be a bit of a thorn in their side for sure. Tiggleton and Xiaowu, two players with a lot of history in PUBG esports, but Sonics gets the info and says, okay, not right now. Let's regroup, rethink. We're in the circle. We don't have to over-aggress. Now, they're on the edge of a hill. They're on a precipice where if they suffer a knock, somebody like Twisted Minds from the other side who do have a compound might actually try to reach out. On the edge of the wall. So if there's a knock on a side,
anak-anaknya itu aja kan.
Squeezed and pinched. They have to be really, really cautious.
Kalau nggak anak ONC, anak FTF. Kalau nggak anak extraordinary. Itu aja udah.
I don't know. Is this technically an urban ending whenever it ends in Buksansa, or is it more of a...
It's like a rural ending?
Kind of, I guess. It's a... I don't even know. I mean,
kalau zonanya Buksansa sih beserak bang.
It's also really not an urban ending at the same time because a lot of those buildings
are
jangan
ngomongin Buksansa terus ntar narik ke sono.
World Heritage Cultural Site ending.
Udah kayak Perum nanti.
War crime ending is what you're saying.
Perkapling ya.
All these temples in Korea are like World Cultural Heritage sites. So I was just like trying to come up with something. Out in the open is Ming Ming. Belmoth only going to get him down to a little less than half. Danawa making their move. They're just going to cut across the southern end of Buksansa.
Gue belum pernah
maybe find a dip here right on the edge. I'm sure they've got to know that there's a lot of chaos going on inside of the temple itself. And yeah, they're just going to drive right by it. Now, Cerberus, just to their west, they got to be pretty careful.
I'm very curious to see how Cerberus responds to this one. Is they should have the sound cues to realize what's going to be going on. Xiaowu is going to get the knock onto Tig, and
Indonesia apa nama timnya bang?
Twisted Minds now moving in from the east. Looks like they just want to get a piece of whatever gets knocked.
Yep, this is
belum ada ya nanti ya.
Trying to punish this.
Belum main.
More grenades as well. Shrimzy trying to see top of
Drop.
fire. It's going to blow up here. Momentarily able to avoid disaster so far, but the grenade follow up from Lil Ghost is perfect. A molly to boot. And it just falls short of Shrimzy.
Nothing to be done here. The other duo not going to find any success. H1 going to go ahead and get spotted as well. Perfectic's going to go ahead and take him down.
Yo, pikan gua ge Sonic nih.
One up, and he's got Xiaowu that's going to be in front of him, and this is going to be a very difficult rotation to try to navigate. Even if the 17 manages squeaking ahead of them, he's just hoping that they'll cut a path for him, and maybe he can squeak in back behind.
And this is just 17 Gaming in a nutshell. They're so good out in the open at finding these first knocks and then really punishing you. Now, T5 actually has an angle into that from their way down to the south.
Rendah banget
really
68
for T5. Just doing a great job.
Error
poking at these teams
alatnya
that are down that are to their north. Twisted Minds
detak jantung 68 deh buset.
Looking to see if he can find any damage with it, but 17 right now doesn't really seem keen to take this fight. I think they're keen on trying to track down the remainder of Sonics.
NH leaning into the edge right
MRPX beda server itu PMGC bang.
Ya.
PMGC sama PJP ya. Beda bang, beda.
He's so clean with those grenades, Matt. He is just absolutely on point.
17
doing a great job
gaming.
For 17. Nice light up sign for 17 too. That is really slick.
Earlier. It's both sides, man. That is nice.
So good. Whoever made that,
so good.
Tip of the cap. That is an awesome sign. Cerberus, I think, watching a little bit of New Happy. Is New Happy now going to try to go north? Circle though, going to go
lumayan
east.
Lah.
So everybody on that
lumayan
eastern
nih,
edge
ya.
of Buksansa still
lumayan
in.
Kebuka maksudnya.
Buksansa themselves. Lil Ghosto going to watch Twisted Minds. Lou's going to get out. Early shots with this mini not really connecting. So Twisted Minds wants that res onto Perfectix. Got to keep that AWM up and running.
Yeah, but 17 can kind of cut in just to the south if they want to and get control over that hill. It will be slightly problematic for Twisted Mind's position.
Iya, Genji lagi bau nih, guys.
I'm kind of curious to see how LG is going to respond to the circles.
Genji apa gimana, Dris? Dengar lu anaknya PUBG banget,
Dris. There's a weak Tiamba just to the south of them playing that compound. We saw Snakers kind of step over.
Gak tau guys, kalau bom PGC itu udah serem-serem guys. Ibaratnya nih, kalau kita main ada auto M, nah dia auto lock kalau untuk grenade-nya gitu ya. Kadang di kolong, di selangkangan meledaknya. Kadang langsung di punggung kan. Jerok punggung. Lu anaknya Genji banget nih. Let's see, bro.
Twisted Minds pinned while the other players drive ahead.
Mana tuh?
And with this, there's so much information that's
going
to be fed back over. How are they going to land?
Okay.
Just a bit short, enough to make Blue have to reposition away from that one. But
kurang bang, tandainnya di yang ini dong, yang kanan dong.
Shift come out from the mortar onto it, but it is very focused on loose position.
Ini yes.
Absolutely. I mean, they've got Twisted Minds out in the open. Still, though, not able to coordinate these mortars as well as I thought they would.
Nah, ini nih.
Can you shoot mortars out of the air? I don't think so, but Panzers can be shot out of the air. That one's
kurang maju.
Coming up short, but now they're under pressure from other teams. It's actually New Happy.
Kurang banget, guys. Kasih tahu nih Kepet.
Struck in the back.
NH was waiting for this one for so long. Day Trade now in some trouble. They have got to be very careful. The opposing side of it is
NH boleh.
LG getting some spray into this one. Flood is going to get the knock on.
Abis ini gue login dah. Gue lupa nge-pick up
aja.
aja.
Do a long wrap. They moved into the southern area of Buksansa and now are kind of looking up into the north.
Genji gue, mendingan lu ke Discord gue kita nobar King gimana? Kita masih punya match 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, ya 3,5 match lah. Gimana King? Mendingan lu ke Discord.
Oh, bro, but LG out in the open. Flood, huge play, takes down 17.
Nice TP bang.
Perfectly, and that was so well read coming up from LG, realizing the fact that there was a big opportunity. All of 17 Gaming focused down on Twisted Minds. Now T5 going to be south Twisted Minds. See how they handle that one, but with the shift out and the firefighting means that NH really wants to move into Day Trade's positioning.
Lagi di Discord temen gua tuh, oke lah. Lu cuma bisa diajak sama Nugi, oke kalau gitu Dris. Cukup tahu nggak sih guys? Mau record Fortnite. Record Fortnite. Ngeri banget. Oke deh, Dris, sorry nih ganggu kesibukan lu ya.
Esther is still alive, right in the thick of Danawa.
No, he's doing a great job. Esther's doing everything he should be doing here, and these are veteran plays from veteran players who understand their situation, understand the terrain, understand what they do.
Ini Danawa
to get
bagus
points.
juga ya,
And
stabil
he should
ya.
be potentially good for at least some placement points here for Genji, who now find themselves at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Danawa, the gate-kept position right now. They do have to be very careful moving out.
Company,
to the north of it with NH right back behind them. Meanwhile, in the fields, you can see Twisted Minds is going to have to move into T5's positioning. We've been kind of talking about it quite a bit, that V7's got a very strong point. Oh my god, if a firefight breaks out here, Esther could absolutely destroy Danawa.
Yeah, they have no idea. Again, it's so tough to check inside of all of these buildings. There's just so many of them. Again, headshots being found by LG. Luminosity's Flood having a phenomenal game. 6 kills. Twisted Minds just waiting with open arms for New Happy.
Yeah, just played that one real slow out. Twisted Minds gonna be rewarded, but now they have to make a move that's going to be very, very similar. Lots of what already in position T5, waiting for this one to go through. Danawa is looking forward into that LG positioning, and still just the snake back behind them, waiting to pounce.
Yeah, so far, now to make matters worse, Cerberus found a knock onto Anonix. I mean, Soul's just out here doing what he can. Esther doesn't want to fire yet. Esther can wait for quite a while. He doesn't actually need to really fight. If he can kind of sneak behind Danawa
Tadinya gue mau
and just
nge-pick
keep
Faze
kind of
guys, cuman
backfilling their positions,
katanya
he
lagi
might be able to get
underperform
pretty
ya
deep
udah
into this game. That
nggak
might
gua
be his
pick
thought
kan.
process right now,
Tapi
because
ini
he had
lumayan
Soul
top
dead to
3 dia ya.
Yeah, and now Danawa is going to be creeping forward. There is like a bit of an area they can play some rocks and whatnot, but it is going to be Tiamba in that very solid defended position. Now, it's going to be Twisted Minds
King
moving into
hanya
the T5
menerima
line.
undangan King lainnya kah?
They do have
Wow.
Rusted Jr. way down to the south of this one. Looks like not going to have the cleanest support lines on it. Blue zone nade, as well as a follow-up nade, going to be very, very scary. Batulin's going to go ahead and throw that one up the hillside. I don't think it's going to bounce the direction that he's going to be wanting it to, though.
I love the way Twisted Minds uses these folding shields to set up, cut off angles, even keep potentially grenades from bouncing into spots that might be a little bit tricky for them to navigate out of. That grenade, though, bounces just a bit too far. Still, though, Theraton 5 continuing this bombardment. They want them gone, and Batulins goes up and over and pays the price.
Bang Panadol nih mantap nih.
Right now, T5 going to
Drop.
throwables come back over into Thanadol, but not going to take
Auto
him down
aim.
just yet. 3 members for Twisted Minds, still
Drop.
just dancing around this and seeing
Drop.
finally do get onto one, but don't have a clean path to really exploit. Thanadol's going to go ahead and flush that one out. Make sure to secure. Rusted Jr. is going to throw down some smokes to try to stall out, but notice there's a Panzerfaust in the hands of Perfectix on the opposing side. If he presses up that hill and he just shoots into the smoke, it could be absolute catastrophe for T5.
Yep, here he goes. He's got the Panzer. He's
Drop.
Tanadol down. Rossiter Jr. able to respond in kind. Lou alive for Twisted Minds. Can he get anything else done?
V7, what are you going to do? Are you going to make any more moves out of it? Is there just a ton of crates over here to the north, and that's going to be what LG is going to be trying to exploit. Diamba is going to get eliminated. Dynamo is going to be back behind this one. You can see Soul going to be creeping up back, seeing maybe he can get a nade into the position. That would be so great for them.
Lihat guys, LG kill 12 guys.
Yeah, that crate line
Tadi di bawah banget dia ya. Yang gue bilang guys, nggak ada tim lemah di sini ya.
Snakers. However, LG
tinggal nunggu kapan
12 kills
bersinar.
in this game so far. Absolutely disgusting performance from them, holding down a tricky position extremely well.
And such a big part of that is Flood, man. He has been so on point in this city fighting, urban fighting, I don't know, temple fighting, whatever you want to call it, as LG is going to get that compound under their control. Only 2 members up, though, as finally it is going to be V7. They realized that what was going on with Twisted Minds is finally calmed down, starting to stretch this hillside just a bit more, and might find themselves on a revealed angle.
You know, I'm glad we get to see the heartbeat sensor on Mime to know that he's not a robot. He's really pumped up right now, and rightly so. He's got 3 kills. He's having a phenomenal game. V7 springing to action. Lou already knocked. Now looking to finish off Spyro. Flood is actually going to be the one to get it. 7 kills for the Aussie.
Absolutely amazing performance coming up from LG. We also still have Hamas. That's going to be down just to the south of where Donna was going to be trying to position. And not going to be leading the way, but it looks like LG has already read this one back. Smoke's going to be down with shots coming out from Soul. Surprise, it's Mime. Just with a headshot to open it.
Yeah, close range Dragunov. All you need is a headshot to get that knock.
Oh, Anonix.
That grenade really close to Anonix. I think he just barely skirted damage from it. Himas, not a lot to do here. I don't know if he has enough time. Is this first aid? He's done. Right? Oh, he's got the blue zone back. Okay, he's okay for a little bit.
Enough to at least pick forward yet again. Now he's going to go down. It's going to be V7, who are just going to try to feast on the outskirts of this one and pick up as much as they can. But LG, even with Flood down right now,
dulu ya kalau ada blue zone
stellar game. Donowa trying to creep in. Mime, you can see, realizing the fact that he's about to be collapsed on. It's going to be Anonix running up right into his face. Weakened, steps around the corner, finishes that one out. Comes at a pretty decent cost, though, as now V7 looks like they're going to aggress.
Tiba-tiba Danawa naik, guys. V7 yang chicken
gets the first aid off, so he is okay to try to make a fight. Anonix takes a headshot. That's the grenade. That's the finish. V7 fun pin, finding a win early here in the grand finals.
And shot up that leaderboard. Patience and control in the south.
Gak bisa ditebak dah, sumpah. Asli guys. Gue cek dulu dah. LG nih mas tuh, si paling LG kan. Tahu-tahu P7. Hari ini nobar doang Mom tuh beres ini gua off stream dulu, mungkin agak malam banget Kita push tipis-tipis CS kayaknya guys. Lagi plusnya lagi gede banget teh. Aduh. Ingus. LG lagi bagus tapi lebih bagus Sharp katanya. Wah. Open dulu ya. Nah, gue ngepick 17 Sonic, Danawa, Tianba, T5 sama New Happy guys. Sementara yang pada di atas kan tadi siapa ya? New Happy, T5, terus Danawa udah naik ya. 3 ini berarti gue nih. Nah tadinya gue mau ngepick Paje guys, cuman lagi underperform katanya sih. Nah kalau gue ini ngepicknya ngasal. Ngasal. Beli dulu aja kan. Soalnya gue udah punya nih. Cek nickname gue banyak kan? Delapan kali salah. Gue kira yang 62 ini guys. 8 kali ceng nickname gue nih. Gue beli lagi apa ya? Beli lagi jerok. Malam jam dawah. Iya kalau nggak salah PGC ini di Thailand penyelenggaraannya. Andai BP bisa dibeli terus ya. Banyak gue nih.
I think I would take nothing away from Gilman's play.
Right.
Flood for me was like my personal man of the match.
Yeah. So outside the winning team, I would definitely give an honorary man of the match. Or you can say, now this is a man
Game
of the match.
fitnah kapan lagi? Bisa jadi besok.
So my personal MVP going to Flood there. Let's take a look at match leaderboard. The reason for that is this: LG did not win the chicken dinner. In fact, they only got 5 placement points, and yet they walked away with 19.
14 kill.
Aid from Lemons.
Yang chicken padahal V7 ya.
They really juiced it.
Kapan PGC di Indo? Oh. PMGC mungkin. Naik top 1 guys. Pikan kita T5, NH, Danawa, Tian, SQ 17 yes. Agak lama ya. Agak lama, agak jauh ya.
True, but also this is also the this is the reason why we've seen 17 gaming in a situation where like the circles are so far away from the center spots they're looting, right? So they actually have to go pretty far. They're not getting any prior into the compounds.
Alright, let's check in at McKenny, and we got a surprise for you. A change of the voices. It's going to be Forosaurus, and the name is Toby taking over for the second half of our day. Let's check it out.
Nah, jadi lebih santai gue nih.
Well, hello there, everyone. It is I, Forosaurus, it is he, Toby, and we are coming fresh off the finish where we saw Veronica
Podcast sama Al besok insya Allah, guys. Videonya udah ada sih. Tayang hari Sabtu ya. Ntar guys ngasih judul dulu ya. Buat besok jam 10 pagi adik-adik. Al-Ghazali betul. Nama dia tuh siapa sih? Takut salah ejaannya. Ada tim Indo nggak bang? Nggak ada bang. Izin kerja sambil nonton Bang To, aman aja. Makan dulu Mas To, gas. Gue udah makan sih. Santai. Jadwalkan besok tuh tanggal 2 ya. Jam 10. Jam 10 pagi. Judulnya ngobrol bareng streamer kecil paling anti gimmick. Ngobrol bareng streamer kecil paling anti gimmick. Gimana ya? Ntar gue coba telah dulu. Oke, kita hapus kata awalnya biar nggak kepanjangan. Lah membershipku kok habis ya, padahal kemarin sisa 2 bulan. Sisa 2 bulan. Bedain sisa 2 bulan sama udah 2 bulan. Nggak ada membership yang bisa ditumpuk sampai berbulan-bulan bang. Adanya tiap bulan harus perpanjang, bukan disetakin semua bang. Nggak ada caranya bisa 2 bulan ya. Loh, udah mulai lagi guys ternyata. Cepet juga.
Sure, and fantasy picks are any indication of your belief in a team. You got Ming Ming, and I think you might have been the only person that still had faith in New Happy. We'll see how they end up doing here as we check in
OP
on
mencakup
LG.
gamer-gamer nggak, Mas To,
Performance
podcastnya?
there
Maksudnya gimana sih?
from the east side of BSS, what I'm going to call it now.
Mencakup apa nih, Bang?
It was the flood show.
Coba dibenerin dulu.
It's just way too long of a word to say, so we gotta show it down.
We alliterate everything here. PGS,
kalau literasi lu benar, berarti lu nanyain mencakup gamers enggak? Padahal yang diundang memang rata-rata gamers, itu nggak relevan gitu. Lu menanyakan yang udah jelas ada jawabannya gitu. Gamer Mobile Legends gitu, tuh udah pastikan salah kan. Hari-hari 2,5% ada nih. Semua. Nggak cuma gamers doang sih sebenarnya. Mau yang non gamers pun bisa kalau memang mau ya. Ada gamers sih.
There's been at least 6 or 7, so the edge teams have struggled to spread out, take control of those edges. But
Kelvin, makasih 19 bulannya.
Was a bit of an off game just because of where the circle went, but outside of that, they have been able to play much
jam
more
berapa
to
Mas
their
To
kind of
live-nya
own
nanti malam?
than what they've been able to
Jam 11-an kali ya?
Okay, well,
agak malam banget kayaknya. Ini
Ini
kan match keempat, ya kan? Masih ada 2 match lagi, berarti kan 3 match total nih guys. Maksimal satu game itu 33 menit lah. Ada jeda misalkan 10 menit tiap match, jadi 45 menitan kira-kira. Jadi kurang lebih 2 jam ini, sampai jam 10-an, setengah 11 ini guys. Ada Leicester City, oh iya kan? Disponsorin klub bola ini guys. PGC. Apa collab ya? Tanda-tanda ya?
And there you have it. Yep, the addition of Mime, I gotta say, you know, somebody who knows these guys, you know, for years now, and seeing Mime, and one of the most unlikely friendships that I think I would have predicted. But Snakers and Mime are like, they're like.
Ngomong-ngomong di match kelima biasanya ada drop ini guys.
Everywhere you go. You see them both together and hanging out together, and the team itself is just really gelling right now, as you said. You see them breakfast down there. Everybody's really happy. Everybody's feeling confident as we get to see a little bit of those previous match highlights there. Petrichor Road taking care of Space Station Gaming in the wide open. Ugh.
And what we see there in that game in particular is like a combination of two things. There's still some of these teams that prior to this match haven't played against each other before. So there are rotation pathings that are just going to be off time by a second. In your region, you know exactly when and where every team is going to go, but here globally, especially with teams now having alt drops as well, you can't predict it all. And exactly when you then add on top of it that we're playing Tego and had a really tricky phase 2 shift in that previous one, teams are going to be running into each other. It's simply unavoidable. So far, this game seems a little cleaner again, as I alluded to earlier. For those of you guys who are watching the map stream, !map in the Twitch chat. For those of you guys who want to get an eye on that, you can see that there still is plenty of space on the edges here, and that's considering the fact that the entire west edge is water. Like a good fourth of the circle is literally unplayable unless if you want to swim around and die of hibernation in the ocean, I suppose.
Hibernation, huh?
Isn't that what it's called?
Ngendet
Did you do hypothermia? God damn it! I was so close, close. English, man. English. I try. I really go out of my way to try, and then I get it wrong.
At least this is the English is like
ada harga pemain guys, estimasi $35,000.
It's the only one I speak, and I barely speak it very well at all.
Gitu nggak sih tadi?
It's good. It's close.
Bahasanya.
I mean, that's because I was thinking about the polar bears and hibernating and stuff like that. It
makes perfect sense, honestly.
Masih jadi talent BTR kah bos? Wah, tanya Koet nggak sih kalau itu guys langsung.
What I was gonna say with it is, for those edge teams, where normally, because we have them, they're gonna spread east and west, and as we see here, Hatsawat smart parking of his vehicle should allow for him to get away. That, my friends, is why you always think twice about how you park your car. Where normally we'd see, if we see a northern or southern hard shift here, teams grab on both sides. They're going to be like pretty much limited to one. So expect to see edge teams fighting early game should we get a hard shift following this phase 1.
Yeah, worth noting that T5, they've been doing these
Kira-kira
very
Sonic
wide
ada
splits. They've been
kesempatan
getting a lot of
menang
circle
nggak?
up right off the bat. They keep finding themselves dead center. But they're also
ini masih
doing these
D1
wide splits, these info gathering splits, and they've been
semua
able to
tim
do it pretty
bisa,
successfully so far.
bahkan
They haven't
Genji
really
pun tuh
lost
day trade
anybody
pun bisa guys.
that early on. So we'll see if they can convert that into a few
Semua
more points. I mean,
tergantung
right
di
now they're sitting in second place.
battlefieldnya,
Everything's
bro.
looking pretty good, but
This is
it could
Battle
be
Royale.
always a little bit better as LG going into the south side of Dinoland. T5 already have 2 there.
I mean, Flood 2 tires popped, the other 2 almost fallen off. Not sure how he made it there alive, but they all get there. Almost full HP as well, but again, I mean, a very early commit from LG, who usually takes their time, scout out what's available, what's free, but of course knowing that when you have a place like Dinoland in the circle
Tim
center,
Indo ada nggak bang? Adanya di PMGC bang, ada kalau PMGC.
Compounds right around the middle, and of course they know as well as we do
Itu
that what is
kelihatan
available
kan ya?
center is already
Bukan di
And cutting
bukit
back to what
sebaliknya.
Flood was saying in his interview, right? He was talking about how they don't want to overthink things, just react. React, and that's
Oh iya
I
benar.
mean, that's basically what he was
Oh,
saying.
V7.
Envisioned as we see Tosi now.
Drop.
Dodging,
Aduh.
diving, dipping,
Sulit sendiri dia.
the shots from CC108. Twisted Minds, they're going to find SSG pulling right up on it. Perfectix.
Oh, ini penjaga
Shot
tower
coming
nih.
through, but no knocks to be found.
Archer tower guys.
Iya,
meledak. Drop. One hit.
From up high, able to find Roth, but you'd have to imagine
langsung push.
Let's get back in the car, leave this, go back east. You knew there was space. Go out,
Tapi
get the
bahaya
rest
sih,
through, play it safe.
ketahuan.
Oops, that's
Yeah.
a
Yep, that'll
parachute. and
Drop.
nope.
That's okay.
It's
It's okay.
almost
They will now. Spiro is on the run right now, trying to see if they can land the grenade onto the knocked Roth. The smoke.
Guys,
ball
pro
is
player
down.
juga manusia ya guys ya.
Keep them alive. It
Jangan
looks
kalian
like it
ngeliat
shall
kita
be.
pemain
Actually,
sering kayak gitu
Pixel
diketawain,
is
oke?
gonna put Roth in the back of the whip and just dip on out.
Pro
That's
player
probably
juga
smart.
manusia bro.
Got scary for a second with Rosit getting the read.
Kagak jadi, Bang.
Good thing for Space
Mundur,
Station
mundur,
Gaming. They were able to
mundur,
react on
kata.
the fly and get back to safety. Again, they knew they had space in the
Ditinggal.
east. Now they're going to go there. Circle up towards the north.
Frozen
We've
River.
been up here before, up towards where Tyloo is currently set in Tian, but remember that the Frozen River does not
Aman.
get shifted
Manusiawi,
away from in
manusiawi,
phase
guys.
4, as it is playable terrain.
I
with
feel it,
cars,
bro, I
whatever
feel you.
name it. And yeah, this could cause for some very
Kok
interesting late game
ngendet sih
circles.
T5 ini
Indeed
guys?
it
Kenapa
should,
ya?
and it's as we saw previously, this is a very interesting area to play around. As the Frozen River, there's a lot of open space
beda
around
ping?
with some very limited hard cover. So we'll see if the circle keeps favoring that position. Checking in with Day Trade on the south side, they're just ahead of New Happy. And it looks like they New Happy not going to be too terribly interested in backfilling them as they run right on through. Now there are 2 more teams down to the south, Toby, that
Pleset
still have to make their way down here.
Exactly. If you guys again who are looking
Miss
at the map,
aja.
kind of split the map south to north, there's only 3 teams in the northern half. There's so many teams that have to figure out how to maneuver through, and I think Cerberus is realizing that now they're doing a wide wrap towards the eastern side, not in a hurry to be part of that essentially traffic jam on the southern side, because they know if the next circle goes anywhere north,
Anjing,
there's not going
markir.
to be space to make that wide wrap, and we'll just get caught in the middle of
Nggak
everyone
cukup
else. So make the smart wide rotations now, while the circles don't do as much damage, and while you actually have the room to maneuver.
Yeah, smart play from Cerberus as we see this is what's going on just ahead of them. Petrichor Road and SSG making that same rotation, but they get a little bit close to each other, a little bit of damage traded back and
Markir
forth
dulu
between
bang
the
biar
2.
aman.
It looks like they should be pulling off just now, but this is Cerberus still way farther east. As they are, I mean, they shouldn't actually run into Petrichor or Space Station, I wouldn't imagine.
You say that, but I'm curious to see if they're going to opt to wrap east around Nauros or not. If shots are fired, you'd have to imagine that they continue their rotation. But again, Cerberus also a team that really, like, you give them a third-party opportunity, they'll wipe out both the teams that were about to start fighting. So it could be what they would opt to do. In the meantime, down towards the southwestern side, again, teams looking to go the other direction, but more limited in their
Top
space.
divisi negara yang kuat negara mana bang?
Is New Happy scouting
Vietnam,
Genji out in the middle
kuat komunitasnya ya.
of the icy river.
Tapi keras-keras juga. Vietnam, Thailand tuh masih lo. Tapi ramean Vietnam sih. Cina sih banyak banget ya komunitasnya.
Again, that's something we see not done so well in Vikendi and Tego yet because teams just don't know the maps as well. Understand what is the weak point of the position and make sure that if you're split, that your other 2 players are set in the position that would be the worst place to have an opposing team, because that way you deny anyone to take advantage of your compound's weakness.
Menurut gua ya, nggak tahu ya kalau pendapat yang lain.
Real estate being taken up right now. Still 64 alive at 12 minutes in. Twisted Minds, they're just going to find a compound on the south side of this zone. and I guess play it safe and just wait and see where this next circle shifts. I mean, if it goes hard north, you already know you're going to be in a little bit of trouble. No reason really to overextend your bounds right now.
And I think that's why everyone on the southern side is playing it as safe as they know that there's teams all around them. They
Biar
all
bahan
are well aware
nih,
they are on the
santai
more basic
kita
side of the circle, simply
suara
because of how the
aja.
circles have maneuvered. So that's why everyone is holding back from taking fights. To say if we're going to take a fight, it's going to be a 4-man up, full aggro play. We can't do it right now, just losing one on the fly, because that's going to be us down before placement points.
Interesting to know. I was just looking at. Okay, there we go. Hard shift. Towards Dino Land. Love to see it. But I was noticing a 2-2 split with Petrichor Road right there.
Yeah.
They were hanging around that what do we call
gondola?
it? The gondola. Yeah. And you had Genji on the far side as well. So I was kind of looking to see if maybe Petrichor Road was thinking about it, but no, not gonna have to worry about that now. As the circle is gonna shift away from him. Space Station made that long ramp all the way up to the north now, just to have to cut back down, and they've got a storm around them as well. Cerberus just gonna eat the blue.
I mean, we're headed into terrain where Dino Land is comfort, but outside of that, it's Sonic's position that it's a compound to play from. It's gonna be very limited what people can work with, and that's why now the cluster that we talked about teams wanting to avoid before, the teams that didn't manage to get away from those are going right into them now.
Unfortunately for FaZe, Jimbo gonna get picked out by the sniper rifle.
Turnamen bawahnya
will pick up
PGC.
one for Ix left, but that being said, FaZe does have a compound, is right on the edge of circle, and they can kind of play safe for now. And we'll see if Petrichor Road really wants any of this. As Tosi gonna spot the man way up in the air. That's
kalau gagal PGC ada kemarin.
Waduh. I respect the scouting. Just
jerok satu guys, jerok satu.
And hope that no one noticed you, but. The Dino Land teams are set very comfortably with no reason to look next to the mill. Gladly look into the sky for a second there.
Well, and I'm wondering now, V7, they just saw what happened when there was a guy in the sky, and they're about to do the exact same thing. That seems a little dangerous. We'll see what they decide to do here as we see the beautiful train running on by Petrichor Road. Just going to wait for it to pass as we get to see this bolty shot from Ix. Nasty stuff that we've gotten used to seeing from the man.
I mean, it's
Si pindah circle, makasih 5.000-nya.
Especially when there's so much on the line in tournaments like these. We are seeing the heart rates, like their steady level has gone from 70 to somewhere around 105. So there's definitely a good understanding from the players to the amount of like what is on the line in the grand finals like this.
There's very limited time to be found in these games where you're not feeling under pressure. So we'll see what
latihan
Space
spray
Station
follow
decides to
gimana
do.
bang lah kenapa jadi spray follow ya?
The blue right
Klik
now.
kiri
They've
nggak
got
sih?
Tiamba trying to make a rotation in on their north, but they are concerned with Tai Lu inside the
Kalau
frozen
kata gua
river.
mah ya.
FaZe though is just staring them down, and now Petrichor Road, they've got to make their way. Trying to figure out how to get
kalau
into
lu
Dino
lebih
Land
nyaman
here, but
nge-spray
Twisted
pakai
Mind's
klik kanan
already
sih
staring
oke.
in that direction.
Got to deny
Cobain
the
aja.
Got to find at least one as Summer comes
Si
rushing on
nyambung
forward.
banget kita main
Perfect. Nope,
apa.
swings back from the nade as he
Ya,
allows the
diliwat
vehicle to drive on past. He was only the bait though as Spiro
Dicuekin
was set
aja.
up further in.
Masuk di Neoland kematian nih.
Spiro already set and ready to go.
Dia masuk.
Oh, the smoke from the vehicle.
The drift.
Going to protect him as now Petrichor Road has managed to get everybody inside the park under the watchful eyes of Twisted Minds.
That is insane.
Kalangan
The fact that they
ini
actually
guys,
managed to
asap
make
rem.
that rotation, and little do they know, it was with no reward. The circle will swing towards the north, and we're going wide out into the open.
17 looking like geniuses right now. They send it to the river right off the bat, and they're going to get a little bit of favor here. Salute finds some shots there onto Gen G. Cerberus,
chase-nya down
that's gonna
satu,
be it for Tycon.
guys.
That's going to be it for the squad.
Roto.
As now Gen G turning their attention back over towards the south side here. They got to try to. It's Dino and Gen G
Ya,
all
ketemu.
getting third-partied here by 17.
Huge play from Loki. They were the team to start denying them the access point here. Loki knew exactly where they were going to go off of that rotation. Issue is he's here alone right now. He needs help, and the help is not here. He's going to fall to DG98.
And the kill feed is just lighting up right now as there are numerous teams fighting on the edge of this zone. All the teams that were trying to make their way in on that last circle that got pinned to the edge now had nowhere else to go. LG is taking it right to Flash and the rest of the Day Trade boys, but Day Trade is coming out ahead.
Wah,
But now
chaos banget
coming
ini.
back as Petrichor has found an angle on the Day Trade.
Drop. Ya,
Team on the
gagal.
southern side. This is the ball
Panzer
that
pose
teams want to
gagal.
avoid, but some teams are forced into. And again, as you say, Day Trade right now the victors of this traffic jam, trying to hold off, trying to
Bakar,
defend, knowing there's no
Bang,
one
bakar.
on their northwestern side. They can sit backs free and just look towards Dinoland and try and make sure that no one is able to get past them.
So many teams trying to escape Dinoland. Twisted Minds, the last ones left on the south. They could stand to benefit from this as Day Trade trying to come in here and see if they can maybe flush off these kills, get a few reses off, maybe get back to somewhat in good standing. But Veronica 7, they're coming in from the southwest. You've still got two members of LG off to the east, and Day Trade Petrichor Road all right on top of each other. Ming will find the grenade. Yes, he will. 2 down.
Perfectly locked in there, finds the flush and one Pushil's down as well. It's going to grant them more space to maneuver
Ini
forward.
util
Remember,
di
they
sini
still the
penting
knock
banget
player.
ya,
They
guys, ya.
could potentially get back up on their feet unless it's Belmont.
Whoa!
And indeed he does.
What a shot with the Yogg.
What a
Unfortunate
shot
there for
from-
Ming, as Summer now the last player alive for Petrichor Road. Pushus is getting revived by Day Trade. It looks like they should get away with this as long as V7 doesn't get there. But unfortunately for them, Twisted Minds has found Glaz.
Extremely
Tapi
calculated.
tadi gue ngeliat ada yang 68
They knew
Heart
the
tuh.
action was taking place in front of them, but they didn't want to make
Malah
plans before they had
terlalu
all the
lemah nggak sih kalau
info scored.
68?
They wrapped
Normalnya
west.
berapa sih?
They don't wanna be in
80
the city, they wanna limit
sampai
the
100 kan ya?
angles, but now
90-an
they
ya
have
kalau
to
nggak
deal
salah.
with Human. He has a perfect angle, you can see here, even spraying through the smoke, just doing so much damage, and his molly is going to find Perfectix.
Masa jumlah lag masa jumlah lag sih ada-ngadain nih. Lu kebanyakan nonton TikTok apa namanya tuh Take Me Out.
Solid sprays coming through as they do more damage, a little bit of help coming through for Twisted Minds as well, seeing that Veronica 7 are taking casualties, but it's again Human. He has to fend off, he has to deny Twisted Minds from pushing further forward.
Human just hiding, staying alive. There you go, Batulin's grenade will be the one that finds him, and now Twisted Minds continue to make their way forward. LG has decided to strike and backstab into Day Trade. No knocks to be found just yet, but a lot of damage coming through. Twisted Minds actually slowing down a little bit here.
And this is picture perfect how Twisted Minds
Ini
like
sih
to
lama
play.
juga ya
Whether it be
Day Trade
in
perang
open
nih.
fields, Santarangelo, Miramar, whether
Sama
it be in a
Pero sampai
compressed
di TP-TP
situation like
nih.
in Dinoland, they want to have the blue on their back. They only want to worry about what's in front of them and then fight on through. Mime falls down. Pushils again just does not want to go down.
He does not, but the Snakers Molotov will finish off Flash. And now it's Belmoth and Pushus versus Snakers. Twisted Minds starting to creep over there, trying to get involved. The Mime, the blue zone grenade actually going to find Pushus. Is now Batulin's
Ada
going to get
twist ini
spotted
bukan
by
third party lagi,
Snakers.
four
What a
party,
great awareness on the part
50
of
multiple
LG's
party ya.
Fragger.
Great push on forward.
Udah rame banget ini, chaos guys.
From the team starting to defend from up high. So difficult to try and
kebakar,
focus on Twisted Minds
ngintip
while
salah,
you're also
ngintip
looking at
salah
the
nih.
teams next to you now face. Creeping on in with their two remaining players trying to get a piece of this, and indeed they will. Rexy finds Summer.
The south side of this circle
Untung
has
aja
been
dulu.
an absolute train
Pero
wreck.
don,
So
Day
many
Trade sisa
teams,
satu.
so many deaths. As now Perfectix wanted to try to go for the res on Aspiro, had to pull away, and now Fex and FaZe is getting shot in the back by Theradon 5.
And that's them
Ayo,
having to commit
T5,
to this fight.
you
They know
happy?
now that the angle that they
Naik
came
lah,
up from
happy
themselves,
kamu,
they
Bang.
are not able to use anymore. Theradon 5 has cleared the southeast side of the circle. Fex and FaZe has to make a play here, but they are against an
Drop!
of Twisted Minds who just took out Day
Buset,
Trade.
di
Give them
kaki
their
banget
8th
itu
kill
mah.
now
Nggak
as
ada
Twisted
sempat
Minds continues to
ngapa-ngapain
make
bang.
their way through. They haven't been able to get the revive on Aspiro just yet, but there's only
Sekelas
so
Naruto
many
aja pasti
players
bengong
left
gitu guys, di
alive.
bom
There you
langsung
go.
meledak
Aspiro
gitu.
back on his feet will narrowly avoid a grenade from FaZe.
I'm seeing a jammer pack on him. I'm not sure if there's anything left in it. You can see Lou now starting to tank the blue. It hurts like hell in this area from Abbas. Tackleton finds Perfectix again. Sonic's had a
Ada
chance to
Sonic
engage on this
sekarang
survivor. Now they're
nge-TP
getting angles.
twist guys ya kan.
Still alive for
Faze
LG.
pun
He's gonna
ada di
sneak one
sini.
away from FaZe before going
Chaos
out of the blue, and Tiggleton will also
Chaos
finish
banget
off
ini, guys.
Perfectix. It's now down to Spiro and Batulin's Corexy in the blue himself as all three
Oh, ini
teams.
drop guys, ini mah
It's just
drop pas ini.
madness, Toby. Everybody that ever made their way into Dinoland is paying the price.
Yep, correct. He wanted to go for the heel, realizing
Drop.
he's not got time for it.
And
Goes
di
for the
ba,
spray
lemes dulu nggak sih?
instead. Finds Batulins just before he falls, and I don't think there's any rest coming through for the IGL here either. So Spiro will be the last last one left alive for Twisted Minds. But again, they were the team furthest behind. They were the team that had to fight their way through a 5-way fight and still get 8 kills and come out on top.
Unbelievable stuff from Twisted Minds. We'll see if Spiro can maybe find something. He's looking around. There's enough boxes and crates around there. So he may be able to find enough heals to get himself out.
Yeah.
We'll see. The new circle has popped off to the north. So while all this action was occurring right around Dino Land, we have a number of teams still just taking positions around that ridge line around the river, around the frozen river. 17-4 still, 4 still up. Tyloo still 4 up. T5 still have a compound. New Happy still looking good. Sonic's still 4 up, but they've got to make their way up north.
Sonics only has 3 kills, but they've been very successful in forcing New Happy off their angle. New Happy tried to take the fight to 17, but they too had to leave. So the way that Sonic's been able to really deny a backstab, because they were worried about Dino Land as well. Very solid place. We didn't get to see it on the main people. We could kind of keep track of it on the map while it was going on. But this fight is going to be absolutely clutch for them. If they win this fight, they might just be able to wrap it to the circle.
A lot of patience shown for the boys in Baby Blue, and now New Happy in a little bit of trouble as they're starting to make their way north, but 17 has an angle on that. Shots coming into their backs. You can see the damage coming through. Throwables being sent over into Sonic's direction. Nothing finding the mark just yet. The return one's from Sonics. Will they find none? The damage comes through, but it's more 17 Gaming that's the problem for New Happy.
Biasanya Dipi kalah, jangan begitu. Lu mah begitu bang. Tipep, ayo bang Tipep. Tuh, NH berserak guys. Wah, berubah dong ini langsung. Langsung berubah nih.
That's a big knock from H-Win there. He won't be able to flush it, but there are vehicles up here for Sonics to use. They are getting shot at from the east side here by T5. Somehow found an angle onto it. We'll see where Sonics decide to take this ride. They've got 2 vehicles, left H-Win behind on foot. They're just going to hard push this knock.
17 TLSQ ya kan. Nah, coba kita lihat. T5 karena dia juga yang gue pick guys kebetulan. NH sebenarnya gue pick juga.
Look at the amount of terrain Sonics has just secured themselves off of this. I know they're not inside the circle yet, but this is a one step at the time type of situation. The circle is moving in slowly. That allows them to creep and force Sonics, 17 further towards the north.
They have to retreat, but they do get their knocked player back down there. He should be able to be revived. They should be back up to 4 strong shortly. They have the low ground to play around, and they have that ridge line to play around. That's a lot of real estate that they can really work with. The only one left up there watching is Xiao Yang from Tyloo. Meanwhile, Sonic's still trying to keep T5 honest. They left their compound, and they find themselves in the wide open.
One well placed.
Yuk bokongin SQ-nya dong. Bokongin bang. Pak Tompong.
No, Sonic's able to
down one.
Oh, Sonic's
hot swat. Aduh.
They're going to find themselves arriving at the perfect time as Atamu has managed to get 2 knocks.
Wah ini sih dua.
And now Sonic
Kalian ini guys
turn
kacau
their
banget.
attention back over towards T5 as the return utility coming through. You can see all of them very, very damaged right now.
Thanos in the smoke, and he just saw Tick shoot towards him. I'm not sure though if that was just a kind of a spray on a prayer, hoping that there was one there.
17 zonanya bah.
If he's going to be able to get something done. 4 of the lives still feel though, even if the knock does come through, they should be able to reset. But Thanos right next to pretty much the entirety of Sonics.
Yeah, all of Sonics knows he's there though. They know somebody's hiding inside that smoke. I'm pretty sure they do. If you've been watching the kill feed, that is one of the things that they are very good at. But a lot of stuff was happening all at one time right there. And unfortunately for them, the circle will shift up to the north. That's going to favor 17 Gaming in a big way.
Oh yeah, sure will. Thanadol, flash in
Jangan
hand.
tuh lihat Among Us. Hey, kita punya bebek sus guys. Bukan Among Us ya itu ya, tapi mirip.
But we'll see now if that's enough damage done. Shrimzy instantly falls through.
Shen found Shrimzy through the smoke. And Tyloo now looking over here, but they're not. They can't push it any harder. It looks like Shen might be the one to do it. He's going to have a grenade in hand. Will it fall short?
Oke, kita coba cek Tianba apakah bisa menang guys. Masih berharap another team ya. Soalnya Tianba juga gue pick.
17 coming here as well. So both Chinese teams now putting the screws onto Sonic.
There's 2 plays to try to make here. Either A, get the kills. In the end, they will deny 2 of them. Tick and Kick will go down to the blue. But either A, you get the kills, or you force them to go towards the opponent. You want to set up third-party opportunities here in the late game. Smart, engaged by both sides. In the end, they will fall. And then we have 7-7 from Tianba, still in the middle. It's a Chinese win guaranteed, but will it be 17? Tyloo potentially this
perang bang, perang. Gas nggak sih bang, perangin dulu ya kan. Yuk ngepick dikit. Kelihatan. Drop.
Does not pull the trigger on it just yet. They are keeping Tyloo blind, but no peaks coming in just yet. This is mostly just to keep them from pushing into
Ini kalau
them,
yang
really.
dapat Tianba sih mantap ya. Cuman dijagain sama Suju ini guys nih. Dari 17 kayaknya udah tahu dah dia. Udah ketahuan.
If 7-7 peaks up and over, finds one knock and just half damage in the second, that could easily be game over for either of these teams. So no one wants to take any risks before they find the snake.
No, indeed. We are at phase 7 as our Vikendi games have been going very, very quickly throughout this tournament. The circle does pop, and it is going to center up right on that coastline, right on Tyloo. 17 will have a little bit more work to do, but not terribly much. I mean, they still have a lot of room to maneuver around, it seems.
No, I mean, the main thing here is do not give the other teams access to the riverbank. Do not allow them to rat around on that shoreline. That is, I mean, instantly a downfall. So right now, both of them playing defense mode, waiting, of course, for the final circle to pop to guarantee whether or not... Sorry, this is the final circle. Never mind, it's going to end right in between them. So that's why they're holding as much defensively as they are. Wait for the snake to be dealt with, and then get a perfect understanding of exactly where your opponents are. They know that one team is east, one team is west, but where is that solo?
Yeah, they are being very, very careful about utility conservation at this point, which is exactly what they need to do. But they, as you said, that solo player, that snake player, everybody has that top of mind.
Iya masih dicek-cek guys, ketahuan.
Maybe has an idea.
There's only so many players you can beat at this point. They've pretty much scouted the entire thing.
Emang Sujiu ini guys personal ini.
Solos do like trees, cars, bushes, you name it. If there's a bit of cover, you'll go for it. And I think that's maybe what Sushi is starting to realize. There's one tree left that we haven't cleared.
Oh, look at this.
He's got to be over there.
The smoke's out into the frozen river. Maybe Tyloo going for a little bit of play here. Yeah, Xiaoyang actually going out to try to find a little bit of a different angle. We'll take a few shots over towards his direction, but no knocks coming through. Very, very low though. And Xiao Wu and Xiao Bei combine, but don't get the knock.
Yeah, we talk so often about how Shen is the highlight player on the team. We saw through PTS2 in this tournament too, how Xiaoyang is the enabler of the team, the guy that sets up the rest of the players for success, and here he does it again. He peeks out wide.
Lupa nggak sih sama Tianba guys?
You do have that snake vision in the PIP. Picture down there, you can see 77 just waiting for his time to strike.
Kamu pasti bisa.
Does not look like he's going to be able to get rezzed here. Actually, no, Xiaobei will find him.
Ya semoga kalaupun nggak Tianba ya 17 lah gitu ya kan. Tapi Tilo beneran ya. Semua yang gue sebut tiba-tiba Tusun nih makin aja nih nama gue jelek nih guys.
77 playing it very close to the vest here. Xiaoyang, another angle here. Shen actually comes, he will find 77, so that lets them know that that snake is gone, but the trade comes through. Lil goes down, Shen down, both flushed immediately.
Solid flank around the side, we'll see if they get to ring the rods from it as Sushi peeks on over.
Beton anjing, beton bang. Beton bang, 17 bang, buset.
17 Gaming showing once again why they are the favorites to win this tournament. They clutch out better than anybody else in the world.
They're 180 to have to go for 7-7. They knew they had 1 second to make a play. We talk about it often, Poro, how teams are given chances to make winning plays but don't dare go aggressive to claim them. Here, once they saw they got the kill behind them, they instantly push and they reap the rewards.
Beautiful stuff from 17 Gaming.
A great game
from Tyloo as well. They managed to collect a nice set of points for themselves. So let's throw it over to the desk and see what they have to say about this game on Vikendi.
Halo semuanya, anjing, si paling halo semuanya gitu nih. Sudah aku bilang kan MASDOG. Apa itu sudah aku bilang aja. T5-nya iya sih. Tapi yang katanya Tilo itu enggak tuh bang. Jerok juga tadi. Halo juga Bang Pajar. Selamat datang. Ngomong-ngomong Elgato kita dibuka lah. Gini doang bah ternyata. Transform fit to screen. Gimana sih cara balikinnya guys? Reset transform. Gini maksud gua guys. Cakep. Tadi Mas Tilo lagi kepleset tangannya Mas. Apa betul Bang Kolek? Nanti malam main apa Bang To? Kata Bang Oka. Saya mau push rank sepertinya nanti malam. Tapi agak malaman banget, jam 11-an lebih pasti. Ini match aja bisa sampai jam 10:30 Bang. Cuman perut gue bermasalah guys. Nanti kalau di tengah-tengah live streaming gua nggak ada suara, itu tandanya gua sedang ke WC ya guys ya. Nanti viewer bantu jawab ya. Kalau ada yang nanya, Mas Tonya kemana nih? Kenapa nggak facecam? Boker ya. Adakah slot untukku? Full Jay, full ya. Ya dilihat dulu lah Jay. Kan gua mainnya sama anak-anak. Prioritas gua kan teman-teman gua. Lu kagak pakai tako punya si Al? Belum pakai ya. Tapi katanya Mediashare dia sih nggak ngebug ya. Nanti tuh ada di obrolan OPM guys ya. Besok tayang jam 10 pagi. Stay tune jam 10 pagi. Gak ikut PGC tuh kata Bang Dio. Emang si gampang ikut PGC kita. Alhamdulillah. Tapi killnya nggak begitu banyak sih. MVP-nya kill 3 ya kan. Yang lain kill 1, kill 1, kill 1. Tapi oke lah. Gua sengaja ngepick dia sih. Kalau min 1 kabari aja, aman aja. Yang pasti standby di viewer aja kan. Min 1 siapa nih? Coba viewer. Nah, nanti gua cek pasti kalau viewer. Perolehan terbaru V7 nomor 1, Twist nomor 2. 17 kita naik guys ke posisi 3, T5 ke posisi 4. Oke lah ya. 17 sama Teraton Pep nih. Lumayan. Ada nomor 7 juga ada Danawa. Poinnya kecil-kecil guys ya. Selisihnya 1, 2, 3 gitu ya. Ada New Happy juga tipis nih. Oh, Sonic juga tipis guys, 24 poinnya kan. Tinggal yang belum bangkit nih kayak Tianba nih gue nih. Yang gua pick belum bangkit, tapi 20 sih poinnya. Udah mulai tipis-tipis semua guys. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. Buset, berhitung mundur bang. Poin-poinnya ngitung mundur bah. Tuh bang, minta maaf bang lo. Udah kemarin bang dia udah balik. Aman katanya. Nggak ngestak intinya. Backsoundnya Kaela Kolvarus Kaela Kov apa ya namanya? Kaela Kovalskia. Itu maksudnya guys. Susah bener nih ngomong. 5 minutes is 5 minutes. Agar silaturahmi gak putus, bolehkah minta 900 bang? Saya balik modal lo gue liat dia. Uang damainya mahal ya. Malam juga Bang Ashel, selamat datang. Grand Final tanggal 1 sampai 3 ya. Sekarang map Angel 2 kali. Nggak selang-seling ternyata ya. Match 56 Angel semua guys. Jam 20.55 waktu Thailand kan ya, satu waktu berarti pas. Ada apakah dengan Kela? Apakah Pak Tua Dok ngesim? Oh, sebenarnya ini dari Grian ngasih backsound enak tuh katanya. Gue juga nggak tahu itu Kela itu dia VTuber yang kayak gimana ya. Yang pasti dia ada Hololive ya. Hololive udah pasti agency ya. Agency udah pasti VTuber. Dari ngeliat thumbnailnya udah pasti VTuber ya. Gue juga nggak tahu itu Hololive-nya yang Indo apa yang luar, gue nggak tahu. Kalau Hololive ID itu maksudnya Indonesia apa ID aja gitu, kayak identitas gitu. Gue nggak tahu juga. Masih bagus mini turnya kita mas, ada di DISKON. DISKON. Hololive ID itu pasti Indo ya. Yang luar nggak ada yang luar. Tapi itu termasuk gede ya berarti ya. Kalau Kobo Hololive bukan guys? Bulan 2 nanti ada ronde. Gue mager ngetes server dah itu. Tapi sekarang udah rilis kali ya? Apa belum? Oh, Hololive juga ya. Pikir cepet ya kalau masalah VTuber ya. Kebetulan gue juga ada guys, MSD Live ID ya, MDL Live ya, MDL Live ID ada. Yang mau join, kalian misalkan punya bakat untuk menghibur jadi host ya, bisa langsung daftar. Potongannya nggak gede kok, 75% ya. Untuk yang masuk semua 75%, brand 75%, AdSense 75%, saweran 75% ya potongannya. Okto ganteng makasih. Kenapa saya nggak ikut PGC ya? Kurang bakat mungkin ya bang ya. Kalau tim Indo masuk PGC bakal ngangkat nama PUBG-nya, nggak tahu di Indo pasti. Bukannya MASDOG Entertainment lah, MDE Live ID bang. MDE Live ID kurang banget guys moderator kita satu ini guys. MDE Live ID tenang potongannya cuma 75% doang, santai aja. Langsung daftar ya lewat Discord daftarnya kebetulan bisa langsung. Kapan main PUBG lagi mas? Ada tiba saatnya. Tapi yang pasti Sabtu Minggu ini juga gue nobar sih guys, insya Allah ya. Next tamu OPM siapa bang? Langsung aja dicek hari Sabtu besok ya, jam 10 pagi. Kalau SSC bakal kompetitif di PUBG, lu bakal milih siapa aja pemainnya mas? Agak susah ya kalau pemain. Soalnya chemistry. Jadi kayak walaupun kita pilih orang jago-jago semua, kalau chemistry-nya nggak ada, main sendiri-sendiri jerok juga sih. Gue nggak ada bakat di sana sih bang sebenarnya. Kayak milih pemain ini itu tuh nggak ada. Tapi kalau bisa milih mungkin ya. Anjay. Si paling nih kalau bisa milih. Banyak ya. Ternyata banyak pilihannya. Yang lagi on fire-nya misalkan. Kayak Trick tuh lagi on fire deh. TD juga kan waktu itu pernah juga on fire kan. Trick, TD, Supernire yang nggak main gua ambil ya. Nah terus yang nengahinnya siapa ya yang enak ya? Oh Morbid justru nengahin. Nah tumbal proyeknya Morbid guys. Nah sono udah main tuh. Sebenarnya pilihannya banyak kayak Jack yang gitu kan. Bisa tuh Jack. Nando juga bagus ya main-mainnya. Sudah mulai adik-adik. Sungai.
You touched the trophy. I don't know if I like that.
Oh well, I liked it.
Says the least superstitious guy in the
It
world.
was very cold.
Yeah.
Metal and
I do like the simplicity of it. I feel like sometimes those trophies get way too, over the top. This is simple, but it's
Tempe
really,
mendoan sih
really
yang
cool.
nengahinnya
Indeed it
I
is.
like it a lot.
It's also extremely heavy. I found out because they had all the trophies at the PUBG headquarters in Santa Monica where we did have North American showcases. We had a studio set up for
arahnya
there,
tetap ya.
Got to see those trophies, got to touch the trophies, got to
Keseper nih dia.
a trophy at one point, and yeah, that sucker is heavy. You don't want to have to be carrying that thing around. But you know what? That's enough about my experience with trophies. We've got 16 teams on the field right now, Toby, that are making their run of their own for the trophy.
And so far, we kind of mentioned in the previous one, but now they're still set in first place. So far, I'm not gonna lie, the team that of these 16, probably had the least expectations for in the grand finals. Veronica 7 is still set in first place.
Yeah.
Which to me is absolutely amazing. It goes to show again that there is that period of grand finals, or really any bracket in the tournament, where it's anyone's game. Then we have those teams that are just better when it comes to day 2. Especially I'm down now that we have a day 3 here as well for the first time in this tournament. There are teams that I'm pretty sure will be able to catch up. But seeing Veronica 7 come off to such a strong start, I think is really, really great, because I think had they not, it would be very hard for them to start making that run come day 2, come day 3, when some of these more, I'd say, experienced teams on a global scale start getting their game going.
Well, that's the name of the game. It's not only just to find yourself up at the top, because especially on first day, right? One good game gets you there, but you got to have the other games, right? The other ones where you're constantly collecting points, constantly progressing forward. You just can't take those 0-point goose egg games as they put you so behind the 8 ball, especially in a lobby this freaking talented. I mean, look at this, first to 12th. Separated by 11 points. That's insane.
It is actually insane. And it adds even more pressure, as you said, to being able to convert a 0-point game just 2 or 3 points. Because now that we add that extra day, now that we go from 12 matches to 18, those really accumulate over time. I mean, and yeah, we've seen it time and time again where teams look completely beaten in matches and still the solo. Either he sneaks into placement points or he gets a perfect off angle and just finds those 1 or 2 points, then going down. But he found the points. He got something out of a tricky game.
Yeah, even last game. Getting 7-7, getting some more placement points there for Tyloo. Or Tiamba, rather. Donawa. Sharp shot getting a little bit close to the boys, and Onyx not really excited about that, as he is going to take the seat swap through the fields. Not going to find the knock. He does do a little bit of damage, but that's about as far as he's willing to go and take this chase.
This is an interesting Space Station gaming split now that we look at it, because we're still very, very early on. And of course, Space Station, used to going Lipovka, used to going out on that eastern side, denied that access by Tyloo. I'm not sure if they weren't ready for that coming into it, but if we see where they're currently positioned, they were kind of all over the place looking for vehicles, contesting 3 different teams for their cars. Now they get shot at. that. And if you look at them on the map, they have 2 players in what we, at least in the MEA, call liquid compound. They have 1 player up towards the yellows, and then Pixel is still kind of roaming around looking for a place to call home. I think Space Station Gaming weren't ready for the hot drop coming in, or at least didn't have an alternate plan to follow should that come through.
Well, the good news for them, at least, is that they are still 4 up and that they're not getting pressed. So, at the moment, SSG still okay.
But what are they going to come away with from here? I mean, yes, they're in the circle, but they're going to have like...
There's still plenty of We've seen teams make it all the way to the end of the end game with M16s and scars. So, you know, it's what you can do with what you have.
That is so true. And Space Station Gaming, as a matter of fact, won a game from Hall of Fame with an Uzi and one of the players. So you know what? I'm not going to take anything away from them. They could still go out and have a phenomenal game regardless of the loot they have been able to get. In the meantime, up towards the northern side, Gen G, and again, a Gen G that we see, I would say there, go center earlier than we're used to. We are seeing only 2 of them here right now. It's Sean Young and DG98 scouting forward. Not expecting, I think, for 3rd and 5 to be in this area this early on, but we have Petrichor Road in the 2 split here as well.
Placement gampang ya kan. Gede poinnya dari placement. Sekarang placementnya kecil,
guys. Worried about Songjang and his team
aja cuma 10 mentok.
But more worried about Esther and Pio, who are still
Hashtag
off
2
to
langsung
the north,
loncat ke 6 kalau nggak salah kan. Udah nggak bisa. Metanya sekarang harus eliminasi sama
over on this eastern side, as you said, still kind of harassing SSG, just kind of keeping track of where they are, scouting out, looking to see where SSG might have left open, but still a 2-1-1 split from SSG. That's, if they were pushed up against the wall, they're not really acting like it. They're still taking over a lot of real estate.
Sure, I feel like Gen G lives off of the same buff with that Will Smith Superman movie, where the further he is away from his former wife, the stronger he is. Like the further apart they are, the stronger they are. I feel like that's the Gen G buff. If they just keep
Will Smith Superman.
Yeah, you know, like the Superman movie where he's like the once a superhero and now he's not anymore because he's just a homeless guy.
Hancock.
Hancock, yeah, exactly, exactly that movie where the closer he is to his, like they are attracted. Regardless.
Boy, talk about
what
one
I'm
of
trying
the
to
50
say here,
people that actually watched that movie.
What I'm trying to say here is that Gen G usually splits wide, and that's where they have control. I like the idea of them going more aggressive, but the way they're going about it now, sending 2 guys in, keeping 2 guys out, I don't know if that's the play. But we'll see. We'll see if it ends up rewarding them.
Well, I think more than anything, I mean, it's Pio and Esther knowing that they can't really push to where their teammates are cleanly anyway. I mean,
pokoknya
it's
setelah
very
banyak
risky.
perubahan dan
They are holding
penyesuaian
down
itu yang
warehouses. This
sekarang
also
paling
could
oke
just
sih
be
menurut
them
gua.
saying, you know what,
Balance lah.
there's a high
Dulu
likelihood
yang kayak
that
harus
this
chicken
hard shifts
itu
up to the north and we can have
broken
warehouse for free.
I mean, if there's 2
Nando
circles
tuh.
we've seen on this map
Jadi
so
nggak
far
lolos
throughout this tournament, it
PSG
is
gara-gara
like
gituan.
south of Severny endings and it's west endings. And
Poin
considering the fact that we're not going to end
paling
this game
gede
on
tapi gara-gara
Everest,
nggak
even though,
chicken,
yes, I know there's a corner of it
nggak
still
lolos
inside the
dia kalau nggak
circle.
salah ya dulu ya.
Even though we're not going to go there, if Gen G is playing the odds on this one, saying, how many times have we actually gone north? I feel like they're playing a pretty good game right now.
Please, no more Everest. I've seen enough of Everest in this tournament. I know, but God,
the quadruple Western hard shift. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised at this point, not going to lie.
Fair. Well, speaking of teams that may be thinking this might shift north of the river, you just saw Ty Lu looking down at LG. LG in a 2-2 split. Ty Lu favoring a little bit more onto Stalber. Petrichor Road, meanwhile, got a 2-2 split. They've got 2 on the north side of the river and then 2 down in the boatyard. Just kind of keeping eyes on Veronica 7 and Tianba. And now Tianba, yep, they are committing north as well. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams committing north of the river?
Yeah, it's I mean, usually how it would be, even when we have 50-50, it's just because there's that much more to play on the southern side. It's that's the main reason why teams usually don't tend to commit to the less kind of compound heavy areas until they have to go there. So it makes perfect sense that we're seeing that split right now. But as you said too, I mean, Petrichor, I hope they're reading the Tianba split right, because when they opt to group up, of course, they're not going to go through Rostock over that bridge. That'd be rather suicidal.
Sure.
So hopefully they're aware of Tianba's position. And also for Tianba, I think they're well aware that somewhere towards their east, we have Petrichor, the team they've played against 30 sometimes in the region just a couple of weeks back. And they usually like to play this split. So setting up to potentially ambush that.
Getting very close here.
Speaking of ambushing.
Over on Potato.
Oh, H, when you're in trouble, my friend.
Sonic's so close. Highmass and Sololzi just waiting for it. The spray comes through, and Highmass will find H-Win, and there will be no res. The rest of the Sonics boys just a little too far away. The damage coming through from Shrimzy will damage, pretty much almost take out Sololzi's helmet. Good headshots from Shrimzy. He's been feeling himself today. But that is Sonics now down to 3.
And we're already now starting to see this whole idea of, as we kind of alluded to earlier, how the teams that play better off of previous games having been played, being able to, go back and watch VODs and see what teams like to do. We're starting to see those things being ambushed now. Sonics have played up into this hillside a lot of times before. We saw them against Foot Esports twice in the last chance qualifiers. Fight them here. They like to play up in Potato in these particular circles. Cerberus, of course, well aware of that, so they set up early, wait for them to come through, and punish them. Speaking thereof,
we weren't noting though that those times that Sonics came from there, they were also looting Pachinki, and now they're no longer looting Pachinki, but they still come up from the western side, so Cerberus gets away with it. Suju will get spotted out as well. Tosi will take that one eventually, as he saw the smoke come in late.
Yeah.
But so much for a northern shift, Toby. We are playing down south.
2 IGLs eliminated in the early game. We'll see if Sonics and 17 can get things going regardless. And as you said, Circle has swung towards the south. There's still plenty of river and play, so could still have an impact. But for now, those 6 teams you mentioned just before have to figure out, how do we get down? Do we just stay on the northern side, or do we do wide wraps around the edge?
Petrichor Road already on the move. They're going to pass by Tiamba just on the outside of Boatyard. Now their northern duo is still in a little bit of trouble, because you do have ZYY and 77 that are in position to do a little bit of camping here if they so choose, but it looks like the boys will get through. Day Trade, meanwhile, 2-2 split. Nice little spot north of Pachinki. I think they may have just gotten a knock onto 17, but that flush will not be coming through.
Oh no, but still a lot of info being fed across. They saw Sushu get flushed just before in the kill feed, so they now know if we get a knock there, that's a 4v2 pull-up shoot in the next circle go in their direction. So great info being fed across regardless of whether they get the flush or not.
Absolutely. It's always good to know just how strong the teams around you are. LG making their way down from the north side. They find a free and clear Yasnaya Bridge, but T5 just off to their west. Haven't shot over here just yet. They're also still trying to find a place. Where does LG go from here, though? That's the question. There's just not a lot available here.
No, they play it slow. They scout forward. I think the reason they're stopping here is because they're well aware this was the safe rotation. Everything from here forward is going to include fighting opponents.
It's going to be rough.
That's why I love seeing them stop where they do. They could even have stopped earlier and scouted this. Like, they're playing cautious. They're playing smart. They're not leaving anything up for... What if there's no one there? They're saying, no, we know there's going to be no one here. Let's just be smart about it. And maybe, who knows, maybe a fight will pop off that we can then get to third party by just waiting. Right now, the blue is not forcing us to go anywhere.
Exactly.
Let's play it smart, play it slow, and see what happens over the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's high risk, high reward, and then there's high risk,
just risk
average reward. Or just like going any further onto the center of this, you know what you're getting into, and it's just not worth it.
Most likely that would be a fight that they have to commit the entire team to, which also usually means ending up in a position that you have to commit yourself to. So imagine them taking a fight to Danawa in the garden compound, and then all of a sudden the circle hard shifts southwest, and you're like, well, guess we shouldn't have gone there to begin with. And right now they can sit and wait for that circle to pop. So no reason to stress about it, no reason to claim sender in a circle where they know everything sender is taken already.
Commit that time, commit those resources, and then eventually you get third party by SSG. So that's not what you want to see, as we see Gen G on that eastern shift. Now, Corexy from FaZe. FaZe has been hugging the southern side down here, making sure that they don't get backfilled. Jeem's still down at Ferry Pier. Corexy crept up here just far enough to know, or to, I guess, to see Gen G making their way down. So he's going to go and join the rest of the boys. And Jeem's finally, it looks like, leaving it. But Gubing going to find out Patapong, as Razak is getting a little bit close there.
I'm curious to see if Veronica 7 is opting to aggress off of this. Again, Veronica 7 usually a team that will not take a fight until forced to. In the meantime now, in the exact same spot that H-Win fell just minutes ago, December 12th is going to meet the same fate.
Cerber is holding down the line on the eastern side of Potato, as the circle will cut back towards the middle. So we'll still get School, we'll still get Razak, we still get Boatyard, Toby. We'll see if it decides to hard shift over in that direction. But right now, Twisted Minds dead center in the School And they might have company here shortly.
Great read here by Luminosity. Again, don't go anywhere until you're given opportunities to. They see the vehicles leave. They say, you know what, that's ours. We're still inside the circle. Now we wait for an opportunity once more.
Donowa sending it up to the Razak Hill. Meanwhile, SSG tries to make the crash onto Twisted Minds, but Twisted Minds is waiting and ready. They will find two with help from SSG and from Sonics, as now from LG and Sonics, as Sharpshot and Pixel now suddenly the last two remaining players alive. The rest of Twisted Minds, though, are arriving to provide that support.
That was such an awkward position to the way that the vehicle was parked. I think that's going to be Pixel down. No, maybe. Nope, not going to happen. But the way that the vehicle was parked, denied for him to push forward, so had to flush Roth in order to push up towards that wall. Never want to see it happen, but just a really awkward place to get knocked in because the action now commences. That allows for Sonics to pull up here too.
Heads up timing here from the Sonics. They did lose H-Win early, but the IGL still in comms, letting them know this is the time to go. Let's take over that pool area while Twisted Minds is busy. LG gonna do the exact same thing. Now they're playing the wall. They've got to be quick about this because you can see Donowa still up on that Razak Hill.
And that is the danger of playing these high prior positions in the circle center. If you don't get rid of the team that pulls up fast, if anyone smells a third party opportunity, they will pull up. And here they all come. Pick up from Gen G. Hopefully for them, they don't jump out here. No, they continue going for a little while longer at least. So this fight will remain as just, I say, 4 teams alive.
LG in a little bit of trouble, as we said. The smoke still keeping them alive on that wall's edge, but Donowa looking down with them. Now, meanwhile, Gen G has sent it, and fortunately enough for them, with no scouting, they get this south side compound all to themselves.
9 billion IQ read. You know that oftentimes the team will play the northern side, looking forward, trying to make some space for themselves. But the fact that they dare to go for that make of play is absolutely insane. Now, Ming Ming at a distance with the red dot finds Corexi, but there's still more phase players to be dealt with.
Phase on the hill, Fexi and Corexi will get flushed out. James will get flushed out as well. Fex now the last player up. Ming Ming and Nan may have lost track of him though, as now they are trying to escape, trying to survive a little bit more here as we see the kill feed absolutely lighting up. LG tried to push into the pool building. FaZe Clan will get eliminated. LG now has, they've got Mime knocked, but they've managed to make inroads here into the pool. Shrimzy, the last Sonic Rup.
The school and Razak are on fire. As we see now the coat on the screen, make sure to grab him. Got to be fast about it, as fast as these guys have to be if they want to claim more space in this circle. That is a really well thrown nade. Should have a double kill on it. We'll see. No, I think he bounced down the stairs.
Oh, unfortunate there, and really fortunate for Sonics as they get that revive off just in the nick of time. LG now 4 strong still. Twisted Minds starting to creep over here, but they don't want to commit too much. They'll only peek angles that are safe. Meanwhile, the circle does pop. It's going to go back towards waves, towards those wide open fields south of Razak and east of school, or west of school.
And this is where things are going to start slowing down now. There is that gap of chaos where everyone is pushing one another, everyone is pulling up on the school, but now the teams are kind of settled. Now they're holding their corners, holding their angles. Now is when the hot drop turns cold drop, and we'll just see everyone here waiting until the circle is going to force them to leave.
Got eyes on Razak right now, and that's where we're watching, as we've got a number of teams having to make their way to that Razak Hill just to get inside the zone. Theraton 5 already taking some damage from Twisted Minds. V7 Funpin have made it to the south side of the road. They're joined by Tiamba. Pow Pow still holding a spot on the northern side, feeding information over to the rest of his squad, letting them know where Veronica 7 is. Meanwhile, school seems to have calmed down a little bit for now.
Yeah, it is. Everyone knows that everyone sat in corners holding angles with shotguns, and that's a no-no. Don't push. Just wait this one out. Maybe we get the Eastern Heart Shift. Maybe we get rewarded by something happening. That something could just be Theraton 5 joining the party in school as well, unless if Twisted Minds can stop them.
Full send coming in. Twisted Minds will at least get one off of this as they make it to the wall, or at least Rossadid and Patapong do. But good grenade placement so far will get Rossadid low. Won't find the knock just yet. Donowa wants to creep over and peek this, but they're getting taken shots at by 17. So no free peaks here for anybody.
Nope, things slowing down once more as New Happy will be eliminated again. Only 2 teams out. We're almost in phase 5. These teams really trying to play it smart and safe to the best of their ability. And then you have Gen G that just hot drops center and somehow gets an entire compound to themselves. But outside of that, everyone playing it slow right now because they know there's so many teams nearby. There's too much space in this circle that you literally cannot utilize at all. So teams are forced right next to each other in heaven. Spots Loki.
Nobody wants to take that dead. I mean, there's plenty of space to play inside the dead center of the circle right now, but nobody wants to take it yet because it's way too early. There's still too many sight lines available in there. Is now Tiamba. They get Pow Pow on the other side of the street. They've got V7 pinned behind a tree, but Veronica 7 taking the damage over to Donovan. There you go, Linshu through the smoke will find Human. The spray comes through, but he won't get the flush.
Such a nice read on it too. It's just like these players know each other's muscle memory. He knows that if he was in full sprint there, he's going to continue around that tree, so he's pretty much just tracing him through the smoke. They're finding him. Absolutely nice taps there coming through, reading the movement of the opponent.
Tosi tried to go for a flank.
It hit the tree?
Oh, it hit the tree. Tosi tried to go for a flank there on the Veronica 7, but ZYY had sniffed it out and was able to prevent him from taking any shots down there, while the mortars still proving ineffective. They are still scary as hell if you're a V7 player.
So while the North is going to blow up in just a short moment, because really only 1 or 2 teams can come out of there alive, the South is going to have to make moves too. Cerberus has to make plays. Day Trade and Petrico has to as well. Speaking of Petrico, here's Pow Pow. Pow Pow gets headshot and just continues to hold the angle. Does not care. He has 3 HP and still peaks Petrico.
What a Giga Chad. Okay, Tiamba still holding the line here in Razak. Now, Chewy71 has managed to make his way up here, but nobody from Tiamba over peaking. Meanwhile, on the south side of this zone, Cerberus is going to try to hard crash into Genji's compound. They're going to lose Haisaki right off the bat. Let's see if they can make it over to the ridge lines here, and they're going to actually full send over to the warehouse where they have 17 Xiao Bei ready and waiting, and he'll find Hymas, and that will be Cerberus dismantled.
This play yield, we have one play that we're trying to pull off, get down to the wall of the compound. Then they get there, the one guy say, no, let's do something else, but they don't have the something else ready. Therefore, they scatter in all directions, and they end up falling because of it. In the meantime, Rogue
Oh my goodness.
Perfect nade, lapped on over, takes out the entirety of Danawa.
And that is why you don't want to take the low ground too early. When people still have access to the high ground, they can do things like that. Danawa summarily removed, and now Petrichor, after fighting their way over from Boatyard, they have taken no knocks. They are cleaning up Tiamba.
We said it, only 2 teams can get out of here alive right now. That's 3 though, with Tosi still trying to make a play on this one. Issue is he's on foot, he's on his own, and we might just, I mean, he has 2 nades. If you see them now, he sees one, might see them both go through the spray as well. Do they see him? No, they don't. Tosi finds the first, finds the second as well.
What a hero play from Veronica 7, and this is why they maintain their first place position, Toby. Even in the worst possible scenarios, they are managing to collect points.
Absolutely insane individual performance. The nade thrown down, but then reading exactly where he has them both. Even though there's a smoke deployed, still transfers over. Double headshot at that distance. Solid sprays coming through, and again, we talked about it, turning salvage games into points. Tosi doing all of that right now. Yes, he falls. Doesn't matter. The damage has been done.
Job done for Tosi, as now we see New Happy. Well, this is what happened to them. They tried to make the push as well, and they were repelled just like the others before them. 17 Gaming working well on the north side. Gen G holding the south. And now Petrichor Road, they have the northern side of this circle. They have waves to work around here. But Daytrade holding the line against Lou, and that is
Kacau nih.
And meanwhile, Mime finds Shrimzy and kickstart the flush with the Panzer Faust.
He got taken down by the pump action, but says, hey, I got something better. Blows them both up in the staircase.
17 masih ada, 17 masih ada.
Circle swing south, and Daytrade able to
Gak gue
clear
pilih
that fight as fast as they were.
Pero,
It's going to set them up for a really good
T5 ada, sisa 1 ya?
opportunity here. We saw Chuki get
Oh
knocked
iya,
just
T5
before,
sisa
but
1
Summer and Ikeset are real close to Daytrade up north of the
Pikan
compound.
gue cuma sepentin sama T5 doang nih.
Road as that knock came through right as they were making their push. Belmoth holding the line, looking on the edges.
Iya ada G-Coin.
Grenades
Gue
coming through.
bilang kan tadi
Ikeset
match
will
5 ada
find
G-Coin.
Flash. Lots of utility being used, but good hold on the low side. Summer will get knocked by Norins. Ike's left though will find Belmoth.
Udah
He's
pasti
gonna
nggak
find
bakalan
Norins as
ke
well.
sini bang.
Norins with the trade. What a shot.
absolutely insane peek on over. Did not have that angle at all, but catches him with a flash in hand. Perfect play coming through from Norwich, but they're not done yet. They still have yet to find the flush, and there's 2 players alive on the other side here. Chuki peeking on over. He's gonna try his time, wait for the reses to come through. Nice that he's buying his time here. Do not aggress. Do not give Norwich any sort of chance to get through this one alive.
More utility being sent over there, Pushils. The shot will come just a little bit shy. Chewy getting taken low.
Aduh, lolo semua tuh.
APPAREL will hold the line, and they will collect a few more kills in their bag.
What an attempt, though, for Day Trade.
Drop.
Praise coming through, but falls just short on that one. Great play, though, in response from Petrichor. And now the remaining players here from Luminosity trying to make something happen, but it is no man's land where they're going, and Twisted Minds are finding a lot of points off of it.
They will indeed. Snaker's the last one alive, and he is just running around for as long as he can survive. Somehow still surviving. Songjang actually going to find the knock on a Perfectix. So Twisted Minds, they tried to find this angle onto LG, and they pay the price.
I've heard Trevor say it before, the coach from LG, saying Snakers, he's always coming out and saying there's a skill to dodging bullets. Left, right, up, down, prone, like crouch jump, do whatever you want. Once again, Snakers just turning into Neo from Matrix.
Skill on display right now for Snakers as he manages to keep LG in this game. Now Twisted Minds, they still have to find their way inside this zone. They're still
udah mulai banget nih 5 kill gua.
Padampong getting the cheers of the crowd to keep him supported, and now Sharpshot.
Waduh, udah deg-degan banget deh guys. 146. Buset.
Creeping further
Ini juga
forward.
deg-degan nih.
Snakers jump there, found one, and then in the response, hello guys.
Drop.
Blows up all of them. That is the power of the Panzerfaust there. Batulin's trying to creep further forward. Oh, he's not prone down here, mate. You gotta keep going. 1 HP. He does have a jammer pack, though.
He does have a jammer pack. Okay, I was gonna say this man is playing with
drop
now. But that jammer pack going to keep him alive as Gen G, they are just in perfect position. Songjang will be the one that picks him off. And now we are down to our top 5. What will Sharpshot do? There's 2 snakes, Padampong and Sharpshot, in perfect positions to wreck people's games here.
3 of our teams alive right now, currently set in the bottom 12. 3rd on 5 will fall again. It's an angle. When you see the car there, you go, I wonder if there's a player next to it as well. But look at this, 13th, 14th, 15th, still in this match. We said the leaderboard was close, but if Space Station or Gen G gets off to a good finish here, it's only going to be closer.
I mean, Petrichor Road could jump, Gen G could jump. There you go, Sharpshot going to steal Esther away. The snake has bitten as Songjang will come down to the wall to try to find revenge for his fallen teammate, but Sharpshot back on the move. He's got that M249, Toby. That is terrifying stuff.
Really great read from Sharpshot and understanding where the pressure is coming through from as well. He finds Esther instantly 180, sent that smoke grenade in the opposite direction, completely isolating the angle.
Unfortunately for him, Gen G still can afford to do a full wraparound on this south side without having to worry about anybody third-partying them. So Sharpshot will see what else he can do from this high ground. He's going to find another one. Pio is going to go down. Sharpshot, the hero plays for Space Station Gaming.
Helson Nate, Helson Molly using the oil can on top to try and grant himself some more cover from the other side, but the money
kena lagi guys. Waduh.
Damage has been done once more, but again the blue is closing in slowly. They will be able to reset.
70 Gaming nggak sih ini? Farming kill nggak sih?
Do you make the play here knowing there are 2 knocks?
Farming kill.
Wait for them. It's too dangerous for the Petrichor right behind you. I feel like they can't. It's too dangerous to make the play, especially now that they hear the vehicles.
And the utility just falling short here. Shabe going to be holding the line right now. He's got a very good fort built in front of him to prevent entry into that warehouse. But Petrichor Road trying to find these angles. Xiao Wu will find Summer, will force him back. 8 kills for Petrichor Road as they have shown up in a big way here in Game 5.
Off of an insane pull-up on the ridge line there as well. Really, really great play. And also up on the northern side up towards Rozhok. Having Chewy up close is kind of the surprise element and utilizing him absolutely perfectly. Solid game for Petrichor. What we expect to see from Petrichor. But again, this is the first time they make PGC Grand Finals. Glad to see them getting comfortable.
And Gen G showing signs of life as well. 7 kills. Now they lose Esther to the snake in the grass, but they are able to fully reset off of that, get back to the position that they wanted to play before. They managed to get across the road again as 17 was too concerned with keeping track of Petrichor Road exactly what they should have been doing anyway. So Gen.G taking advantage of that situation. The new circle does pop, and it is going to favor 17's compound.
Again, I mean, the years and years of experience among these three teams left remaining. When they get those 2-second windows to make plays, all of them will execute when need be. So looking forward to what hopefully will be a very, very good finish to this match. Here's Gen.G again spotted. Look at the angle that Little Ghost is holding. Xiao Wu and Little Ghost just not going to allow for Gen.G to wrap over Xiao Wu again. Able to find one.
Absolutely filthy shots coming through as Xiao Wu will get the knock on or the flush on the PO rather. As 17 Gaming just the narrowest of sight lines.
Pero ini hampir mati guys, tadi hampir rata sama Deathtrade. Cuman low semua menang dia. Gak ada yang ke N ya kan.
From Petrichor Road. Right now, Xiaobei holding the line as Petrichor Road comes through. He'll find the first knock on the main.
Small mistakes being made here. No the nade is there to follow, though. They should be able to reset. They should be able to get the rest on up. But we're seeing so many. We always talk about great rotations, but these are small individual mechanical up-close plays that we've been blessed with. The Ike nade to instantly run into follow because you know that Xiaobei is going to fall back off of it, make a play off of it. Yes, the trade there wasn't quite good, but they still keep four alive.
Still alive is Gen.G as they get the res back onto Songjang. Now they do lose PO down to 2 as Xiao Wu still has that nasty angle from the roofs, but they have spotted him out. They know exactly where he is. Shot's not coming through just yet. The smokes maybe a little bit too far here away from where they are as Xiao Wu has a beautiful angle, but now he's got to worry. Oh, he spotted out Chewy. Did he see him?
I mean, whether he saw him or not, I don't think Chewy's going to give up this angle regardless of whether or not he knows he's there or not, because that is just too important. That's both holding him on the roof, but also not allowing for 17 to make a wrap on the western side. So very important that Chewy holds that contain.
Okay, Gen.G, they put the smoke wall down, and it looks like it's going to get him to the wall. And the circle center dot is going to fall right on top of Petrichor Road. I think 17 Gaming trying to get a little bit closer. He's going to flash himself. They go pro, and he flashes himself again. Xiao Wu just peek around the side.
Drop!
There's two right there, buddy. Go ahead and get your second piece.
Rata nih dia.
Gets the 6th kill for 17.
I feel like he deserved the kill earlier because Little Ghost
Dua
flashed
versus
over the
4
top.
guys.
Unluckily flashes Xiao Wu as well, but loving the attempt here of trying to make something happen like that. Flashing for each other. We see in tag FPS games all the time, and here they're trying to set up plays for one another too. Absolutely phenomenal to see. 17 though, 2v4, do they go for it or do they deny?
Petrichor Road from last place to 8th in the span of 30 minutes. Can they get higher? Little Ghost will find Summer. He's got eyes on Ming as well. But he's only got 9 rounds left in the magazine, Toby.
That's the issue. That is the issue. We're reaching a point where as much as they probably want to take this fight, they literally have nothing left to work with. And the other guys do. Ike's left headshot to follow over the top. That's one down. 6 bullets. Lil Ghost is not giving up on this. He wants to find the flush, wants to find anything to try and take them out. But I think even he is starting to realize, you know what? I literally have nothing to work with. And that is going to be Petrichor with a 10-kill chicken dinner.
That is what you call a glow-up, Toby, from last place. And Petrichor Road in the span of 1 game has
mencintaimu. Beda 17 sih. Oke, kita sisa 1 game lagi adik-adik. Udah susah itu bang. Mau gimana lagi kata dia kan. At least dia tadi udah berusaha semaksimal mungkin ya. Pero guys dari bawah, buset. Naik bro, stong ke atas deh. Tapi Pero sih tadi hampir berserak sama Deathtrade. Comeback deh guys. Ingat ya, tidak ada tim lemah ya. Peluru doang. Sulit. Kecuali 6 peluru kena pala semua ya kan, tanpa helm bisa itu rata lah. Tap anjing. Mr. One Tap. Habis nobar bakal main apa? Main CS sepertinya. Tapi nanti lah jam 11-an. Kok bisa 6 peluru doang? Ya lebih bisa lah bang, orang perang ya. Kecuali bengong dimainnya kan, bengong pelor 5.000 ya kan. Mungkin masih nyisa sampai akhir. Pro player itu paling bawa pelor 150 guys, 100 kadang. Jarang yang 200 bawah tuh. Rahmat Fairuzi, makasih sudah join membership ya. Bangun tuh tidur mulu 6 pelor pala semua kan kalau. Orang kan kita ngomong kalau masih bisa kalau kejadian ada Kobe momen. Anjing jump shot. Ini juga nih jerok. Nah ini nih momen-momen day trade gagal ngeratain. Ih low semua itu. Sisa 15 lah. Ini kalian kecil ya. Maaf ya. Iya pro player banyaknya utility bang. Dia tuh nggak mau ngasih kill yang terakhir tuh tadi, makanya dia pasrah. Soalnya kalau dia muncul ya kan dengan pelor yang ya elah seupret itu, cuman bundir doang gitu, ngasih poin 1 kan rugi ya. Karena aim mereka juga bagus makanya cuma 150 doang biasanya, betul. Kalau saya kan 240, 220 tuh ya. Itu karena aim saya agak serabutan gitu kan. Jadi nggak pede gitu kalau nge-spray pakai dikit itu nggak pede. Kudu banyak gitu. Kudu 200 stay minimal ya kan. Pero 5 kill, 3 kill, 2 kill, 0 kill. 10 kill total ya. Set yang 5 kill, oh nggak benar. Benar 650. Salah baca gua. Damage taken ternyata yang saya lihat nih. Dharma makasih 9 bulannya. Bos PUBG malam gak bos? Aku mau push rank CS Obit. Abis ini aku mau AFK dulu nih. Tanggung Bit, tanggung. Last match kan ini abis ini. Durasi Mediashare 200 berapa? 25k apa sih? Lama juga bang maksudnya. Oh dapat detikannya. Lagi begini santai kan. Lu mau Mediashare mau apa juga nggak apa-apa. Chill aja. Kalau kita sabunan ini harus minimal 240 betul. Kalau pelor AK 200 lah ya. Kalau pelor yang hijau 240 lah. Biar kalau nyepray itu dijrok satu klip masih punya klip lainnya ya kan. Gak kangen lagu yang Gat Rasto, tahu gua. Lagunya 72 Hour dulu tuh kita nyebutnya. 360. Asik nyender banget tuh. Kayak gua kalau udah capek guys. Duduk nyender deketin ke mouse ya kan. Begini jadinya. Begini. Ini lagunya emang Kaela guys, walaupun gua nggak tahu VTubernya ya, seenggaknya backsoundnya enak. All in siapa di match ini tuh? Karena 17 lagi di atas, gua all in 17 aja lah. Itu gua pick juga soalnya. Perwakilan Indo yang mana? Nah, Morbid tuh yang bisa ngasih tahu kalian. Perwakilan Indo tuh yang mana ya? Oke. Loh, kok kesini? Salah guys ya.
Insanely close. insane. Because loving the fact that no one's really been able to separate themselves so far. Curious now though to see.
Mini freeze dikit, nggak ngaruh ya.
Curious now though to see what Space Station opts to do. We saw in the previous one maybe forced a little further west than what they were expected to be from Tyloo.
Match terakhir. Allahu Akbar.
Easy to adapt because Tyloo ain't here no more.
Oh ini Mas Agus ya, aman ya? Makasih Samuan 10.000-nya. Yang ngeri itu kalau video klipnya beneran guys ya. Agak ngeri memang.
I talked to Ixlef during the losers bracket. I was like, how are you doing? Like you guys obviously have never made PGC Grand Finals. Do you feel cursed? What's going on? What are your expectations from this tournament? Considering they always play really well in China. As we see,
langsung dapat.
It was only one power.
Hilang dari lane adik-adik.
In any case, Ixlef told me, Toby, we just want to make Grand Finals. Like we've never gotten there.
Agak panik dikit tiap ada Mediashare itu guys. Takutnya video klip beneran pasti jerok ini guys.
I feel like one of the first Eastern circles under Wrangle in this tournament. But he said we just want to make Grand Finals, and I just looked at him, bro. You guys are insane. Don't sell yourselves short. And now I want to go talk to him again. Now you're here. Like, what are the expectations now, especially of what has now been a pretty good day today?
Well, look, you gotta just play the games that are in front of you, right? You have to take those baby steps. As Toffees has said about 4 times now, I think the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You can't start thinking about the Grand Finals when you haven't even made it through the losers bracket yet. So it makes perfect sense that they would think that. But I guarantee you, these guys, they know that they're capable. They know that they belong in this lobby, and not only that, they know that they can win this lobby if they play their game and they get a little bit of luck on their side to go along with it.
Feel like as much as all regions are capable of popping off, which we see time and time again in this tournament, there is a thing to the majority of the Chinese teams that give them just a little bit of goodwill, give them just a little bit of space and momentum going their way. They will absolutely slaughter. Tianpa has done it in previous PTS tournaments. Obviously 17 we don't even need to mention because I mean they're kind of their resume kind of speaks for itself. Petrichor is still yet to show that at global events, as good as they've been in China, haven't been able to show up globally.
Pero langsung 5 iya bang, melesat jauh ke atas dia. Mana poinnya cuma beda 5 ya kan sama nomor 1. Tipis-tipis gitu guys.
You're in a little bit of trouble. Is the rest of FaZe already in vehicles on the way over? Yes, they are. SSG a little bit further.
Gue nunggu T5 NH SQ nih. Naik nih ya. Dan Awa juga gue pikir kalau masalah tadi kan. 17 T5 NH SQ sama Tianba. 6 itu ya.
But that I feel like was unnecessarily dangerous. Yes, I get that he might want to bait the angle. Okay, but they're fully committing to this.
They sure as heck are. Yeah, FaZe affects very low as well. As Pixel's trying to defend his teammate Sharpshot, I feel like that M249 might be the thing that is keeping him alive right now. He has done so much work from him, but now the rest of the boys have arrived. You can see James off in the distance. He's trying to make his way over here as well. So both teams fully committing to this fight in the final game of the day. Sharpshot will find Gustav.
I don't like this at all. Finally, now that they do get Sharpshot down, that is the only real close threat. But I feel like damage has already been done. That's Gustav down. I was just gonna say this screams third-party opportunity.
Gini-gini Detres sama Genji belum tentu paling bawah guys.
Space Station Gaming players.
Walaupun sekarang paling bawah ya.
The approach from Gustav on that one, there's literally only one spot from where Sharp can peek
Gustav
without Corexi being able to help out, and that is on the side of that balcony. So coming in from that angle when they have the entirety of Milta to wrap in from, I feel like that's, again, it's on the grand scheme of things, I wouldn't, like, what do you say, like, go too hard down on these sort of things, but we're at the Global Championship Finals. This is where microscopic mistakes are being punished, and I feel like that could have been one of them right there.
Well, at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 trade, but now Space Station, they've got T5 on their south side. Rossiter gets knocked very low, and that could be the thing that saves SSG as the rest of Theraton 5 will pull away. Patapong, he'll get 67 damage
Take those.
For his troubles as the T5 back on the move and trying to find a new place to play.
Oh, as the rest of the world would convert it, 0.7 fantasy points.
Yeah, there you go. That's a completely normal thing to
That's how we math damage.
Ayo Tetep, mau kemana Tetep?
Math damage. Theraton 5 still, you can see here driving around. Ross is probably going to look for a new helmet as James.
Jerok, Paje guys, dapat lagi Paje
again,
nih.
that's once more Tai Lu taking casualties in the early game. And once more, it's Xiao Yang that's on the receiving end of that damage. I like the fact that Tai Lu was taking their time, but of course with the whole face and space station
Nih 92, aman kah guys 92 guys?
know where both teams loot, especially Tai Lu is aware of where a space station is, because they have that same loot spot, and still they kind of force a rotation in, which I feel like it's maybe a little too dangerous, knowing that they would have slowed down because the fight that had just happened.
Especially by himself, right? I mean, you got the rest of the team. They were still on Millie. I mean, that's
it's small things.
That's maybe being a little bit too aggressive on the part of Xiao Yang. Well, Tai Lu pays the price. They're going to play with 3 going forward here. Check back in with 17, very close to Cerberus over here near Death Road. Now Cerberus has men to the east and men to the south of 17 right now, but no shots coming out just yet. So playing it close to the vest for the time being.
I would be surprised if either of the two teams really fancy a fight here, mainly because, again, so third-party-able. I mean, it's you're just asking to get shot in the back if you start fighting here in the early game. So I assume that if they do spot one another, then fall back, make space for the opponents. And here you see Xiao Yang again just slowly creeping on up. But again, I feel like, I mean, yes, he dies, and that is a mistake in and of itself, but avoidable death, especially that you've just seen facing in the kill feed.
James with the ace 32.
Yeah,
making that thing do work. Okay. That feels unintentional. Correct. So you're going to take another knock here to Snakers, but fortunately enough for him, is able to get back into hard cover and get revived and back on his feet once again as Snakers just taking out tires in his anger, Toby.
You know what? I mean, doing that, but also causing a lot of issues for FaZe should the circle go anywhere but where they currently are. In the meantime, now Petrichor on the hunt here, but it's a full-on vehicle fight going through, and so far knocks on both sides.
Petrichor Road once again in the vehicle fight. Now they did wipe Space Station on Vikendi by doing this. They're going to find one. Heaven just gets out of the vehicle. Glav's going to find Ming.
What?
Glav's going to find Ikeslef. And Petrichor Road, after getting a much-needed victory in the last game, now finds themselves in danger of going out in 16th place.
We talk about teams being rewarded for early game shenaniganry and chaos. Well, there they are once more. Veronica 7, whenever it seems like they're about to fall apart, they turn around to make plays like this. Solid wrap up 3 points there. Yes, they lose players, but they stay up. And now, again, I mean, of course, FaZe, they are aware of Space Station split. And they know there's a solo set upstairs.
Indeed they do. Roth holding the line here, while the rest of the boys, they tried to hold that 2-1 split. After losing Sharp Shot, Roth gonna take that high ground, try to avoid the flames and the fire and the fury. Oh no, Page was trying to go and provide support. And Haisaki, we talked about Cerberus being right there on Death Road. Roth will find James, but Correxy gonna be in the right place at the right time. Now FaZe, despite taking about 5-6 knocks at this point, find themselves with 3 kills.
Yeah, and 3 alive as well. Again, I mean, the first one unfortunate, but still able to get through with a nice trade there, realizing very quickly that it was the double barrel shotgun. Once you hear the boom boom, you just instantly peek, because you know you have at least the weapon swap to get free damage in, and very luckily for them, Page gets found in the open. You see Snake is there, nice tracing, like just following his movement, being able to take him out. And then, speaking of following movement, Wild Wild West.
Seat swapping, it's great.
It is great.
Well, Petrichor Road, we remember the result from that. They were down to just 1, but it looks like Chewy 71 still alive, so Pero's still in this. Not
Kadang
out
begitu
in
guys,
16th
ketika
place
sudah
just yet.
strong di atas ya,
A little bit of damage as Sonic
dapat
starting to
chicken
creep
mulu,
back into that
tusun
western
ya kan.
side of Potato Hill, which we've seen them play many times before. 17 already looking over in that direction, though. They are expecting an inevitable flank from their back sides here. They've got to make sure they know Cerberus is ahead of them on the east. They just got to clear their west.
I feel like a Lumberyard ending is long overdue
in
this tournament. I like it. I mean, those kind of open hillside fights where you really get to see the individual mechanical skill come to fruition. don't get me wrong, I love big rotations and all that, but seeing teams try and play close quarters in areas with not a lot of cover to work with, but everyone on foot and no one in hard cover that can just defend their way through. Okay,
well, there you go.
We'll take those, I guess. Now we just got to swing towards the northeast, and I'm very satisfied.
There you go. Just call it a blessing here. As LG inside logging camp already now. T5 in prison, already making their way down south. Cerber is going to leave Death Road. They're going to send it down south, but they're going to find FaZe and well, what's left of FaZe, and then New Happy over by Farm, and Tyloo also making rotations right in front of them. So far so good for Cerberus. But it is about to get, I mean, look at that mini-map, Toby.
Yep.
That is danger.
With a shift coming this hard down towards the southeast, everyone knows there's free real estate available. But that real estate is only going to be available for the next 20 seconds time. Everyone is rapping, and as you said, Gen G with Danawa right behind him. You have FaZe Clan full speed forward into the city. They go now as well, right behind Tyloo, who just managed to group up. Speaking of Tyloo, one knock comes in, but again, it's compound to compound, so probably not going to be any flushes to follow.
Well, I don't think it's going to matter because LZ is by himself.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I misread that completely.
2-1 split there from Tyloo, and that might be them now down to 2 players. As FaZe Clan, it looked like they might have been sending it to that same compound that Cerberus was looking at, and they end up going into the western side of Milta. So that'll be safe for them for right now, but we got to see where it's going to leave them in the upcoming circles. Here's Flood. Ooh, we've seen him. He was on earlier, about as on as you've ever seen a player in on Tego. So he's feeling himself right now. We got
Chicken sebelumnya APPAREL.
We know they like the E pickups. Will they be rewarded though, or will they be shut out of the sky? We're just seconds away from finding out. You could only imagine that they're going Milta. That's the only place where they go their space. Now, as I say that though, they're already out in the sky, going straight down towards, and maybe potentially could punish this luminosity split.
It's a possibility. Mime and Snakers already looking over in that direction. The shots coming through from Snakers will at least turn their parachutes off to the north, so that it's going to push them a little bit closer to Twisted Minds. Snakers has seen them hit the ground.
That's dangerous.
They lose the angle as LZQQ. Oh no, the Tom Moo came over here to res his fallen teammate, and Shen got shot out of the vehicle. So you save one, and you end up losing the other. In the end, it's a wash here for Tyloo.
Yeah, it's
He's
not
like,
good
wait,
for
he
them.
lost him too. He's like, wait, where are you?
It was kind of a weird rotation too, because I mean, the previous one I would say, because you actually saw LZQQ leave that position to go over and regroup with his teammates, but he timed that right with FaZe driving around, and it was like, you know what, I cannot be part of this kind of half rotation. I cannot cut across it. I just got to wait it out, and by waiting it out, as you said, they end up losing a player because of it.
Yeah, just get picked apart here. Now down to 2, but they've got hard cover. They've got a compound. We'll see
hari ini ya,
the circle.
Gue baru prediksi sekali sih, alhamdulillah ya.
Checked in with 17. They are on that southern coast still, pretty clear and free. Gen G, meanwhile, PO working his way up north here. He's right on the doorstep of T5, and in particular, Hatsawat.
Yeah, I mean, I know I said Lumpaya, but maybe New Milta ending could also be kind of interesting.
Could be fun too.
New Milta, we haven't really gotten to showcase it too much here at PGC, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe we get a little city ending down towards the south. We're just about 15 seconds, I think, left from finding out. There's plenty enough water in that should there be water in the next circle, we can pretty much guarantee where Phase 4 will take us.
Oh man, PO with his Groza. Now you can see he's got Esther that's kind of creeping up there, and I think they were maybe looking to see if they could bait one of the T5.
Wait, what?
Really? Well, you want New Milta? Let's get it.
This is as Milta as can be, and you know what? We always look at those field endings east of Milta. That is way more playable now. We don't get a big drone shot of the city proper, but there's way more trees, there's way more ridges, there's way more cover to utilize. So even if you don't get into the city proper, you can still play more easily in and around the open. That is once the hill shifts out. So hopefully we're going straight north on this one. We should go straight north, and there we all get to see what New Milta can do for us in an end game. Here we go. You see the city right there.
Look at that. So 17 tries to send it on the beach. They find a compound free and clear. Tiamba, meanwhile, they try to come in from the air. They will lose ZYY. They almost lose Lin Shu as FaZe now gets up to 5 kills. And now Lin Shu all by himself in a compound. Was LG spying that? Did they see him fall by himself? They are crashing right on top of him. And the damage is coming through. Lin Shu, can you hold the line? He's going to find, nope, nobody.
Oh, Loki able to find Mime at a distance though, so some damage done. He's knocked outside as well. This Danawa kind of shoreline position to the southeast. Again, they're trying to eye an opportunity to wrap further west. They know the next circle is going to go. And now V7 again with E-pickups.
The paratroopers of PGC. V7, they lose another one for their trouble. But they do manage to keep one alive. I believe it's Tosi.
Yep.
Or no, Glaz, rather. There you go. Glaz has a spot he can at least hide out in these buildings and play for late game, because look at the mini-map around him. He has got all types of protection, Toby.
Sure does. Sure does. And again, just to mention, I mean, this new Milta, where LG currently is, that was a big open field in the past, and now there's cover where previously there was none.
Okay. Well, LG did manage to get their knock revived, so they're back up to 4 strong. Dead center in the fields around Milta. Sonics, meanwhile, still playing from that south side. Nobody really any farther south of them, as we get to see what happened to V7 here. Actually, it's going to be Cuban that takes him down. Good stuff there. And, yep, Sonics have the south side. Twisted Minds holding the logging camp still. So there are northernmost team, and then on the west side in farm, New Happy, still 4 strong. Everybody else, though, pretty much inside Milta.
I mean, go back to what I was saying about them when they played into Dynamite and McKendy just 2 games ago. They won.
Apakah setelah Nobar akan main game juga ya? Nanti bakal main game. Tapi jam 11-an kira-kira ya.
Clear this position. 2 guys pushing in. I saw a shotgun, and I think Lou. Are they ready for this one, though? Chewy is holding the ankle.
Oh my God, they're so sneaky. Oh, that was such that is just brilliant stuff from Twisted Minds.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so damn disciplined to make sure that they don't lose one for free to Chewy, but it might not.
Yeah, last match, Bang Ming.
Head on a swivel. Good snap stuff from him.
Again, I mean, this is just Twisted Minds in a nutshell, never taking any chances when they don't have to. They know this next circle is going to swing north.
There it
now
is.
They're set inside, and you know what? There might just be a blessing in circles continuing to go north towards him, but Pio is alone, and he should not be allowed to get this close to Twisted Minds without paying for it. And oh, no, he's dead. There's no way.
He's got a Groza. He could make things work. He lays the smoke down. The grenades are coming in, but he's already dipped on out. There you go. Perfectix will finish him off as, well, Pio doing Pio things ends up biting him in the butt once again.
He heard the shots in the compound. Maybe he thought they all were in the compound to get it off angle in time, but little did he know there was only 2 players there, and they were split. Twisted Minds, I mean, they are literally just the team that somehow magnetizes snakes towards them. We saw it on Tego in the winners bracket, on the last chance, I should say, and now they're finding themselves with Pixel alone too.
Yep, Sonics, they make their way into the city as well as. You see a lot of shots being traded back and forth, but I mean, this is just hard city ending, Toby. For now. Now, we do have New Happy on the west that need to make their way in. Theraton 5 trying to send it in, but they've got Donowa very wide split and kind of protecting that eastern side, and they are going to find themselves losing Rossadid. Will Esther find a knock here as well? No, just shy.
Pro player juga bisa miss ya guys ya kalau gitu. Emang susah guys ya.
Still 2 players left.
Tolong ini Bang.
It's coming in here as well. Pixel actually finds 2 from Twisted Minds. That's elsewhere on the map, though. We'll go back to that in just a second.
Chana duo. Drop. Dapat 1.
Big stuff from Tanadol here as T5 are taking a lot of damage. He's the last player up. As Hatsawat will find his way into his compound. Soul trying to find the grenade placement, but it's just not happening. As now Cell, they've got to collapse on this, don't they? They can't leave this guy alive.
It's just such an awkward angle. You have Tayampa looking, you have Genji now looking as well. They can't do anything about it. And as I said before, the damage up towards the north, that is Twisted. Split 2-2, not at all expecting Pixel to come creeping in from behind, finding a double. And now with a space to play, but Soul lumps the nade on over, and finally Danawa rewarded for those kills.
And credit due to Soul. This is what I've been keeping my eye on here on the map stream. Pixel managed to find 2 knocks, got another knock onto Lou, and now is finishing off his kills there. Lou and Spiro getting the information fed over to them from Batulans. Probably this is just a solo player.
Ayo Sonic boleh lah naik lu.
Dangerous right now. And yet Twisted Minds just going to let him on to his own devices.
There's nothing you can do about it. I think the fact that he didn't flush Batulans earlier was, wait, maybe he left, maybe he went somewhere else, maybe I can still go out and do something. But I think also for Pixel, once he hears those cars come forward, get the flush, secure the kill, force them away. Maybe again, 100%. If this circle swings north, there might just be placement points for you to grab.
All right, let's see where it goes, and it is going to favor off to the north here a little bit. Now Gen G, they've got some decision making to do. as they've got to figure out where they want to play. 17 already have a spot inside the zone. Now Lil Ghost has been knocked, and they've got to try to get over to him. But again, most of the city still in. Gen.G, Danawa, really the only ones that have to find somewhere to play.
Found the first one, the 3x ace spray from Kick. Wow, Pixel just, I mean, again, absolutely phenomenal player. Not usually the one you see with the highest kill numbers on Space Station, because the team doesn't really utilize him in a, like, you know, a spearhead fracking way, but when it's his time to shine, he will do so.
Okay, Day Trade getting the camera time right now, and that's giving the fans something to cheer about, as they have pretty much complete control over the southwestern side of this circle right now. Is LZ going to get spotted out from range? Now LZ and Etong Mu still alive for Tyloo, but they are outside of zone in that little compound here. They've got to find a way, someplace to kind of make their way inside this zone.
I mean, you think that coming into grand finals, all these teams are a little nervous, the jitters are there, but I'm telling you, everyone is dialed in today. Headshots pretty much non-stop at any distance. Norrens caught LC mid-air there, able to get a good one in, and I'm loving the fact that they're setting up pushers on the other side here. They're waiting for Tyloo to make a play. They already have guys safe inside the circle. They just have to clear their side of the circle first. So if they can deal with Tyloo
satu-satu bang kalau ngomong bang.
That will be, I mean, now Day Trade with plenty of space to maneuver.
We'll see if Tyloo can get across here. We'll see if Gen.G can find somewhere to play. They've sent 3 in the vehicle. Danawa doing the exact same thing at the exact same time, and they are getting lit up here. Gen.G will find just the smallest of ridge lines to play here. They've got a crate, they've got a vehicle. That's all they need.
Memilih Fajr, bang.
There's no way they saw the crate. It was like, ooh, cover in the open. Let's go. We got one US boys.
Wah, la 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 la, Danawa.
Coming through.
Tidak.
And down they go.
Hold your hand up.
Langsung kejerok SSG-nya.
4 more points. SSG goes out in 13th, but not before
segala ada di situ dia.
From their fragger.
Holy moly, they were down instantly. That was like non-stop headshots all the way from start to finish.
Filthy stuff from
Seventeen nggak ada niatan nih. Open war bang. Di Milta nih. Rame banget di sekebon nih gue liat.
Now Pixel does go down, but Gen.G now have this whole spot over here on the northeastern side of the zone that they can play with. Don't have to worry about Danawa on their uphill from them. Now Twisted Minds still have a duo, but those guys most likely aren't going to go anywhere anytime soon, I wouldn't think.
We're in a case right now where everyone is waiting 6 seconds to see the next circle pop. Everyone right now are set very comfortably. Some more than others, sure, but sometimes you just get that shift. Right now, that is into the city. 17 crossing the street instantly when they see the new circle pop.
I mean, they were leaving before that thing even popped, and they managed to get everybody across, but Tickleton will get the knock on the Xiaobei. The follow-up grenades coming through. Won't find the flush. Actually, Gla is going to be the one that gets him, as somehow Veronica 7 right on top of him. The double blue will finish off Little Ghost as well. And Xiaowu, the last one alive for 17, but he can probably make it pretty late here. LG, meanwhile, they take a fight with Gen.G in the middle of the open field. Snakers down, Flood down, Mine down, Rello, the last one alive. The grenade, will it find its home? It does, but DG98 has the happy feet.
Second one comes over though, the flush will be found. You can see Rello's running around and picking up nades from his knocked teammates. Doesn't have time to rest, he knows he has them right up over on the other side in those smokes. He just gotta find the perfect nade. If DG falls here, that is reses up to at least Snakers.
They're falling so far behind, but DG98, he's got that P90, he's got the happy feet. Rella's gonna get spotted out by Pow Pow, and now DG98 knows he is free and clear, but, well, I don't know how free and clear you are. You're in the middle of no man's land, and you are a long way from the new zone, as New Happy will finish off Tyloo.
What does Day Trade do off of this though? They know there's knock players in the sub.
Look at this again.
Look at the amount of damage coming through, and he's still,
look at Roth, he even knows.
He still had 17 bullets in the chamber. That was a half max spray, found 3 kills. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Great work on the part of Pixel, as now FaZe slowly moving their way in the city. They are pretty clear up to the north. They know that they've got DG98 trapped in the fields. But they are already looking towards the next
kill 15
compound
terus
as they work a
WCDU
little bit closer
fase
towards center circle. New Happy
tapi
meanwhile.
bukannya nggak bisa sih jatuhnya.
But they've got nowhere really to play here.
Nggak ada yang tidak mungkin.
Yeah, how does New Heavy wrap into this? As soon as essentially as soon as you're inside the circle, you're exposed to the entire city. And as long as they're not fighting up close, since they're all now inside the next circle, you can be pretty sure that as soon as you creep just those 10 meters further forward, there's at least got to be like 5-6 people looking your way.
Chess di tengah.
Trying to slow play it with 3 as DG98. Well, it's going to bounce between, what are those, pineapple bushes? I don't know. Pineapples grow on trees, don't they? I don't know what grows in bushes like that look like pineapples. We'll call it hay.
Ada tim lagi nggak sih, guys?
Used to be hay bales, so we'll call them hay bales. Correxi's got him pretty much pinned down.
Ada tim lagi nggak sih?
If it's not Correxi,
Alung, makasih 19 bulannya.
Pow Pow and 77 also have an angle onto this. DG98 tries to dodge, but nope. Oh, 77. Gonna steal it away from FaZe, and now Daytrade taking the action right to the jaw of New Happy.
So smart.
Daytrade di situ ya. Narik mana? Aduh, SQ ini mah.
Make this play. There are 2 men pushing up and over, but they have Belmont and Flash on the off angle trying to fend off. They find the 2 confirmed, but they still have 1 more to deal with.
Sonic, ayo Sonic, let's go Sonic.
And more space now being made from Daytrade Gaming. Really smart plays coming through.
Sebenarnya gue pengen another guys, biar Daytrade gitu ya kan. Cuman gue nggak ngepick Daytrade gitu.
And now they've got a little bit of work to do as they do have 2 north of the road. You saw Pushus and Nurans making that push into New Happy, and they've got Flash and Belma on the south side of the road.
Gue berharap
Cerberus
Sonic
is
sih.
looking over there. Sonics is looking over there.
Gue nggak ngepick Paji
here for the next zone here for Daytrade.
Gue realistis aja nih.
Make some sort of entry off of it, but as you can see, the way that Cerberus is currently playing this, they're not allowing that to happen. They're holding angles, they're waiting rather than aggressively peeking out, because they too know that if one of us gets knocked, that's a pull-up coming through. Tycoon peeking, actually, regardless. Peeks on out, finds Belmont, the rest
Kok nggak percaya
is going to be committed to, as I say that.
Lu kalau komunikasi 2 arah, jangan one way. Gak nyambung kita ngobrol, bener.
That's not going to be a good bounce. Instead, it falls out harmlessly into the street, but Pushus does get.
Lu dengerin dah yang gua puter ulang.
Sololzi and the rest of the Cerberus boys trying to hold the line here. They will get a knock.
Gak nyambung kalau diajak ngobrol lu, bener dah. Tuh, nggak another team guys, berserak anjing Daytrade.
Contest Cerberus up close, that usually spells disaster, and this time it's no different. And here we go, full Milta proper ending. Again, keep in mind, FaZe lost Ghost stuff very early on in this match. They're going to be playing this one as 3. The rest of them as 3 or less as well. So we'll see.
Nobody full strength.
Nope, no one at all. Just caught my eye now. I thought there was actually going to be a couple of teams with 4, but not quite the case. Everyone is 3 or fewer.
And we've got 2 snakes, but fortunately both of those snakes are right next to each other. And of course, Toby, they're both orange, so it made me think that they were on the same team at the same time. But we've got Glaz up from Veronica 7. You got Shawood still up from 17. They are on the south side of this circle, towards the middle.
Angka merah
Not
tuh
really getting any close to anybody, but this is most likely going to be slow played out. You have to imagine.
And it's again V7 able to salvage points here. It's a game where they come flying on in first up in the hillsides, almost dying because of it. Then full speed yeeting into Milta, and now gets to keep one alive, as we see the highlights there from the previous fight. Peeks on out, says welcome, welcome, Pow Pow. I got a shotgun and I'll take you down.
Oh my God, I was scared for Pow.
Welcome,
as he was looking out in the distance, saw FaZe and tried to go immediately into the corner. He just saw a man with a shotgun staring right at him. As now Shawu will take out 77, and now Sololzi finding a knock on the Sonics. That might open the door for Cerberus to make a push into Sonics.
Sure could, and they know they have to make the play now if they don't want to get third-partied on the other side. It's a fight for this warehouse, and Tycoon with the DBS up close.
Big grenade from
17 clutch, kalau 17 clutch sih udah gila dah.
No, he's going to find the knock on the Sololzi though. H-Win basically
2 versus 2 situation
by himself while Shrimzy went for the res on the Tiggleton. Shawu will find a re-knock on a Shrimzy, but Shrimzy's going to find Tycoon, and now it's a 1v1. H-Win versus the last player up for Cerberus.
2v1 situation, 2v1 situation, tenang.
Aduh,
kejerok guys, Shrimzy-nya guys.
Trying to get Tycoon back on his feet. Will they allow it on the side of Sonics though? Himas trying to go for the first one. It's going to be Tycoon reward with the kill.
Sonic.
DBS.
Tidak.
Still trying to hold that high. sightline will spot out High Mass.
Do they know?
He's not peeking it though. Oh, he's got a
Anjing.
High Mass.
Bau guys, bau.
To expect that angle too. There are so many areas from where they could be peeking. That one
Tidak,
arguably
Soniku.
being the least expected and still able to double headshot him. Such insane
Udah terima
awareness
nasib
from
ya dah.
Tycon and Himas.
Beautiful play coming out from Cerberus as they keep 2 alive. And all just like that, it's 3 up for FaZe.
Rata sama
They
Chess
are in
guys
a
ya.
beautiful position here
Ingat loh,
to
Chess
try to
tadi di
secure
bawah guys.
a higher leaderboard. So
Naik
even
dia
get
ke
first
atas.
place. Veronica 7 Glass still alive, still in this. 5 kills. Somehow, I don't know how Veronica 7 keeps getting away with this stuff, but they keep. That's twice in this
Poin
game
predik
that they
bangsat.
tried to send it dead center.
Tapi juga
using
gua nggak tahu buat
pickups.
apaan itu ya.
They lose all their players
Kalau banyak
except
juga
for
buat
one,
apaan dah.
and he's collecting points like left and right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Jerok!
His head is now broke as Karuxi tore his helmet off.
3
tore his
versus
brains
2
out.
situation.
That's gonna be Veronica 7 down in third, but again, did what they had to salvage way more than what anyone would have expected.
Absolutely.
175 denyut jantungnya.
Let's see if they like
Iya kan
this
tadi
end
gua nggak merhatiin
game.
lagi.
As the circle is I think the
140
dot
nih.
gonna fall right in front
Right
of
on
FaZe
Teams, yeah.
as Cerberus trying to go for a
Ini
little bit
Chess
of a
kalau
reposition here. I'm not sure
yang
what
kelas
utility
langsung
they've
naik
got left, but it looks like
posisi
Tycon, they are still holding on to the DPS.
posisi 3
They
guys.
want this up
Kalau
close and
dia
personal fight.
I was just gonna say,
Chicken
I know
ya.
they only get 30% on this one, but I think the DPS is not going to be
Beda
accounted
4
for now. I'm seeing no
poin
teams has one
sama
as well.
3
So the
poin kill ya
gun
kan.
might just be put
43
to
Chess
full
kalau
use.
berhasil
They're trying to
ngebunuh
nade on
semua
Nova
Paje
again.
ya.
Cerberus, this is the first time they come into this
Kalau
area flat. They
Paje
have no
bisa
idea of where
nge-kill
FaZe is
semua
current
Chess,
position. They've been playing the western
4
side,
tambah
holding
2
west for the
6
whole
poin
time.
46.
So have to
Nah
check
dia head to
every
head sama
single
17
possible
guys.
corner, but now Karuxi's been seen.
Entah rank 2 rank 3 aku nggak tahu ya. Pokoknya sama-sama 46 poinnya.
Force the bolter to back down just a little bit. James though.
Kutukan Mas Okto kalau pick tim.
Might be on time. It is
Ayah, kena bom dede.
signal to go.
Kita
James
lihat
with
ya.
DBS.
Jerok!
Doesn't even need it. Vex will follow up with the
Paje
grenade, and that's
naik
a
ke
win for
atas.
FaZe.
Nyesel nggak gua pick di
Insane
awal.
finish on that one as the fans rejoice. I think
Oke,
I
guys.
saw Vex with a 1,000 damage at the end of that game too.
Itu
So
dia
yes, they
grand
look good, so
final
yes,
untuk
they're
day
around.
1 ya guys ya. Terima kasih yang sudah mengikuti. Terima kasih yang sudah menonton walaupun gua tidak nontonnya full ya. Tadi cuma 4 match doang. Perut gua bermasalah juga kayaknya nih. Ntar jam 11 insya Allah jam 11 kurang lah ya. Gue usahakan udah live stream lagi. Oke, thank you. Jangan lupa di like untuk ninggalin jejak, di subscribe untuk ngikutin live streaming gue berikutnya. Thank you guys. Bye bye.